year. Generals have beaten us a couple times. Normally, they only beat us after we lose to the Miracle. And guess what? We did not lose to the Miracle yesterday. So I'm going to roll the odds, roll the dice, and say they're not taking us on today.
We'll have to see what they can come out with. There's a really good group of players that have showed up here today. Everybody seemed pretty locked in from the conversation we were having. But, I mean, how could you not be when you're listening to some lovely T-Swift, which, might I add, people can hate all they want. Lots of bops. You and I found ourselves, we were singing.
We were singing.
We were singing along.
We were definitely singing.
Bit. So, yeah.
We were loudly singing, but we were singing.
It's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. And I'm really excited to see what this Generals team is going to bring. It looks like they've got a lot of firepower coming to the plate today, so very excited to see it.
Before we fully get started into our broadcast, we want to take the time to recognize one of our fellow coworkers, Hayden Myers, and his family. They lost their Aunt Trish previously. That's why Hayden Myers is not with us tonight. That's why John Lieber is not with us tonight. So me and Charlie, and from everyone here at the Oilmen, we want to give our deepest condolences to the Myers family and extended family, and we hope everyone is okay and their safe travels for the services. But for that, we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem, and we'll turn with baseball.
Right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live.
When the crave calls,
Richard, we're live.
Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just about time to play ball here for the Oilmen. It's an exciting competition. Very excited to have you here with us. I'm Charlie Schmidgall alongside my main man, John Mastay. John Lieber also to my left, but will not be joining us on the broadcast today, just in a PA role. So for the Oilmen playing the Generals, it almost feels customary at this point to see R.J. Bergeron out on the mound.
We were talking to him a little bit before the game today, and I broke us up at one point. I'm like, hey, Charlie, let's go. We got to let RJ get ready. And he goes, honestly, man, I'm just trying to think about it less. And from the outings he's had previously, I recommend RJ Bergeron think about baseball as little as possible before he gets on the mound. He is the man.
Hey, if that's what he's doing, that works. He's got a 0 ERA coming into this one. He's done a terrific job on the mound. Shoves just about every time he goes out. Emmanuel Scott will be his catcher today. Outfield left to right for the Oilmen will be James Denton, Isaiah White, and Troy Vosberg. All three of them making their returns from the All-Star break. In the infield, you got Johnny Wendling working over at the hot corner with Andrew Gould at shortstop. Noah Caceres in his primary position of second base. Desan Lee holding down the first base bag, and that is how your Oilmen will line up defensively here on this July 12th contest.
An absolutely beautiful day at the ballpark, not just because it's Taylor Swift night, but also it's just a really nice night here at the ballpark. The last couple of days, we've experienced some rain, all-star game, got a couple of wrenches thrown in the system, but ever since regular season play has resumed, it's been great.
Yeah, and, you're talking here right about 80 degrees, just a little below it. Really nice sky up above, and it's going to be Jake Osteen stepping in, first hitter for this General squad.
I got to tell you, one of the worst part about not having John Lieber on the broadcast with us is I can still see him. So I can see the facial reactions he's going to make against me today, and I'm not going to be able to address it. Oh, absolutely, you can still participate in trivia, of course. You can participate in the broadcast, John. No one said you couldn't.
I said he can't. Just kidding. A 1 swing and a miss. 4 strike 2. Nice work from Berggren, setting the pace early.
And you see this a lot from Berggren. He's a very much start-fast pitcher. And eventually, he'll deal with some struggles come the middle of this game or towards the end of his outing. But like you said, a 0 ERA on the season through the halfway point is very good. So those struggles that eventually will come in this game, just roll right on past them. It is Luigi behind the mound today. So behind the plate, and that one was a hit by a pitch, I believe they're calling.
I didn't really see where it hit him. I'm a little confused there. But it'll now either way, it'll bring up Graham Gonzalez out of the University of Arkansas, Monticello.
I mean, R.J. Berggren looked at him going down the thing, and he likes to throw on sides, kind of looking at him like saying, like, hey, look what you made me do.
Keeping the Taylor Swift theme on.
It's going to be a lot. There will be so many Taylor Swift references tonight, folks. So many.
They're sort of Easter eggs hidden in among the broadcast here today. Is that
and
one misses?
Instead of chocolates or money, whatever it is you find in Easter eggs, you just get me, folks.
The greatest gift of all. So that one is fouled off there. 1-1 now for Gonzalez. The Boll Weevils of Arkansas, Monticello. That one fouled back.
One thing to point out, we'll get it out of the way quickly. John mentioned this to us before the game today. No Amir Wright for the Generals, so without the captain of their crew.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be Andrew Brady taking the reins for this one over their coaching third base. 1-2 count now. Berggren, the lefty, delivers home. This one hit hard over towards second. Nice glove by Caceres, and he'll have to get the out at first base. So runner advances, but the first out is recorded. And I've just forgotten that I was supposed to be keeping Game Changer.
Oh, well, welcome to the game, Chuck. We're happy to have you.
At the plate now, number 33.
But a good play there by Caceres. Over there at second. The dirt is freshly watered. Ball could have easily moved a little bit quicker than it did. But Caceres was able to handle it with style. Style is a Taylor Swift song, by the way. I know it's a general word, but I needed to point it out.
It's a good Taylor Swift song, too. This Aiden Ellickson comes in now. Sits in there for a strike. One of a slew of players on this team from St. John's River State College, I believe. And he is. Berggren pitching, runner at second. Pitch misses low and away, 1-1. Swing and a miss at that one. 1-2. Now the count in favor of the southpaw from Southwestern Illinois College, or SWIC, as they abbreviate it. That one hit over towards first base. Nice glove by Lee. He'll take it himself for the second out of the inning. So runner advances to third on the ground out from Ellickson, and now 2 down.
And a great job by Berggren. You see him do this a lot. We always talk about this when we do it a couple times throughout the season where we compare him and Haggerty. And Haggerty very much is just going to try to blow it by you as quickly as he can and with his movement. Berggren is comfortable using the defense along with his aid, and you see that there with the first 2 outs of the game. Wouldn't shock me if this fourth batter here grounds out or flies out as well. Berggren trusts his teammates, and that's a good sign for a pitcher.
First offering to Trip Davis, misses inside. Davis, another guy who's playing his college ball at, you may have guessed it at this point, St. John's River State College. Third hitter already who we've seen from there. That one poked out hard the opposite way, but it'll fly foul. Evening the count at 1-1. And we appreciate your patience with us as our Facebook was not cooperative. If you want to watch the game on Facebook, you can go to the Region Sports Network Facebook page if you're joining us on JED TV or X. Called strike there.
It's going to be the only place people can get in trivia questions today.
Ooh, it's the Region Sports Network.
If you have our private numbers, you can. We're not disclosing them. Nice try. My phone number is delicate.
Should I not read it aloud? Pitch misses high, 2-2. And by the way, I know it. I saw the look. Taylor Swift song, Delicate.
After the first inning, I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, stop acknowledging the other ones. There you go.
I'm just going to keep on rolling. I'm going to shake it off.
Going to create some bad blood in the broadcast.
No, it's my thing. It's my thing, Charlie.
All right. That one hit off the handle. Sounds like it broke the bat. Trip Davis concurs.
Well, he definitely broke it there.
He about threw it to the moon.
Give that to a young fan in attendance. You ever been given a broken bat at a baseball game?
No, I have not.
I have. Great experience.
My best friend has a bat hanging up in his bedroom that he got from the incomparable, I might add, Adam Dunn. Went to an away game in Cleveland, and he broke it on a double, which I think was the rarest part of the bat because he didn't do a whole lot of that. Usually it was either a home run or a strikeout. And it was funny because, the guy, as many young Sox fans around that time did, wasn't a big Adam Dunn fan, but you were after he gave you a bat. That's for sure.
That's a fact in itself.
The Big Donkey is his nickname. Miss inside 3-2.
So I feel like it's always important for professional athletes to talk, sign autographs, take pictures with young fans. You get a fan for life, and you make a fan of baseball.
That one off the end of the bat, floated out into right field. Nice play by Vosberg for the third out of the inning. So a runner left standing at the altar at third. And when we head into the bottom of the first inning, Oilmen to bat for the first time here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Safety isn't a list of boxes to check. It's taking the best technologies out there and adapting them to work for you. The ultrasound that can see inside patients can also detect early signs of corrosion at our refineries. High-tech military cameras that see through walls can inspect our pipelines to prevent leaks. Remote-controlled aircraft can help us identify potential problems and stop them in their tracks. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Generals heading out on defense for the first time in this one, and we'll go through their defensive lineup. This is how Andrew Brady will have his side rolling out. We've got Jaden Ryan in left, Graham Gonzalez in center, Connor Jerkadis out there working in right field, Angel Ramirez playing third, Jake Osteen at short, Yashawn Boswell moving over to second, Aiden Ellickson manning the 3 spot at first base, and Braylon Holland going to be the catcher for today's starting pitcher, Draza Duport. And Draza is a guy we have seen many times pitching here today. And Duport brings a really nice arsenal of pitches with him. He's a very solid right-handed pitcher. Going to be facing a lineup primarily full of right-handed hitters, but we'll be seeing James Denton in that 3 spot as the first lefty, I believe.
Drowsy Duport, he shows stretches of being a mastermind on the mound. And he has control issues. We've seen that before against the Generals. We've seen that here at Oil City in our last outing against this team. But I'm sure, as John Lieber would tell you, it's a thing that comes and goes for him. So if he can lock it in tonight, it's going to be a tough game for the Oilmen here.
So that will bring up tonight's leadoff hitter, Isaiah White. So White from Highland Community College down in Kentucky going to step into that right-hand batter's box. And after a nice job defensively from the Oilmen to keep this game at no hits, no runs, there'll be a ball high on the first offering from Duport. That ball put out into right field, a little bit of a misread from Jerkadis, but he is able to adjust and make the play. It'll be a fly out to right for the first down of the inning.
And Duport's another guy who you'll see him utilize his defense a little bit more so than a typical pitcher. And so two very similar pitchers here tonight at Oil City, Duport and Berggren.
Called strike.
There's that classic Luigi strike zone.
Give you a little bit low sometimes.
He'll give you a little bit low, a little bit high, a little bit outside, and then he just won't.
Cut comes up empty on one outside to Gould. And again for Gould, high school graduate committed to Maryville. Takes that one way outside for ball one.
I'm sorry, I must have completely blinked. Is Yashawn Boswell playing tonight?
Yes, he is at second base.
Welcome
today.
back to Oil City.
Hey, he's already made it longer than last time.
He did not play. Yeah, he has quite literally made it longer than he has now. That's why I brought it up. He made it out of the top of the first inning, folks. There's a little bit of bad blood between Yashawn Boswell and the Oilmen. What's that? He's hitting in the sixth hole. Okay. Oh, he's hitting six. Gotcha. So technically he hasn't. He's got to face
half an inning.
He's got to face four pitches.
Accomplish that task.
He's got to face four pitches, and he's made it quite literally longer than he did last time.
So it is a 2-2 count now on Gould. Gould, a middle infielder, sporting the shortstop position today. So that one misses up and in. Duport had an early 0-2 advantage, count now full. I mean, you know the zone can be a little bit wider on that outside edge. We'll have to see what happens here. 3-2 fouled off. And it was a good one to take a pass at. Looked like it was going to hit the zone.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of a space for a batter to realize I should probably swing at this one, because if I don't, I'm going back to the dugout.
Ball misses high, and Gould works his way over to first. So a one-out walk.
The blank moment, as batters come to. Ball gets about halfway, and you go, oh, I've massively misread this baseball. I need a swing just to stay alive. And he does there, and he gets on first, so good job.
Denton steps in now, left-handed hitter, takes a cut, comes up empty. We've seen him play mostly first base, a little bit of outfield action for Denton to this point, and he is out in left today. He's got a smooth left-handed swing. Runner on the move, throw down, tag can't be applied in time. And it's a stolen base for Gould.
Killer speed. He was on the bag before the baseball even got to the glove. Tyler's uncle trying to manufacture runs here early. It's what you need to do here against the Generals. The Generals will stay in the game as long as they possibly can, and then they'll make a few mistakes, and they'll give the Oilmen the go-ahead.
Ball floated out into shallow center. Gonzalez finds his way underneath it, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So Gould still at second, and that'll bring up the power-hitting righty Noah Caceres. Ball misses low there. Down in there for a called strike. Caceres has got an exceptional amount of power for a left-handed hitter. We've seen him leave the yard in this park on more than one occasion. Runner on the move over to third. This one pitched out over towards second. Boswell has some trouble with it. And that's going to be a run scoring on the error by Boswell. And the Oilmen lead it 1-0.
Now, it's an important situation here if you're the Generals. John Lieber mentions this all the time, and if he was here to talk to us, I would talk about it with him right now. But the Generals have a problem of committing one error and then committing about 3 after it. And so the Generals, still very much in striking distance, only 1-0 now.
Now batting number 38, Dasan Lee.
Got to try to keep it here if you're the Generals.
So Dasan Lee steps in, takes that one low. Throw down to second and in safely. It's a stolen base for Caceres. And I believe the count may be 3-0. Luigi feels no need to give a reminder.
Why would he?
Ball misses low. And then it was not a 3-0 count. It was only 2-2. Now it is 3-0.
Or maybe he's going to stay here, maybe get ball 5.
Ball 4 is all it takes. Dasan Lee heads down to first base. So no hits yet from either team. Only seen walks and errors.
Now batting number 4, Emmanuel Scott.
I got to tell you something. If I'm a baseball player and my walk-up song was forcefully changed to a Taylor Swift song, I'm pulling myself from the game.
Walk-up. Foul tip back there. Will issue.
Or imagine that these guys, they hate Taylor Swift so much, the adrenaline gets going and they put a baseball like 520.
I feel bad because,
into the dead center, into the eternal flame.
We lied to Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Scott's the only player who asked us, hey, are our walk-up songs going to be normal? And Charlie definitively goes, yes.
I told him I thought
and
so.
To be fair, John, you've only played one walk-up song so far, and it was his.
Oh, wait, he's played a couple. It's getting comfortable. We appreciate him going
We
over
appreciate
here today.
John very much, sliding a couple seats over in absence of Hayden Myers.
As this one is floated out into the shallow outfield and right. Nice job hauling it in by Alex. And so the Oilmen take the lead 1-0 when we return. Top of the second here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Wait! Let me help! Land of Frost! Premium meat! Delicious! And no byproducts!
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay. Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
PNC Bank keeps things boring, and that's a good thing, especially when it comes to managing your money. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865.
Yes, and this game has been anything but boring so far. 1 run scored. There have been no hits, so that may be a little boring to some. But R.J. Berggren is going to go out there and continue dealing. And the one thing I can tell you is when he gives you, he doesn't give out loans, all right? No interest collected by him. He is just denying batters all day if things go his way. Left-hander. Again, he's pitching at a junior college right now, and you always have to have that in the back of your mind that, you know, you're pitching at these games. You never know who's watching. One of your teammates' coaches could be watching. Someone could have a kid on the team that is, you know,
Tim McGraw can be watching. You never know.
You never know. Anybody could. And it sets you up to, you know, maybe have an opportunity. Someone likes what they see and potentially even look at a scholarship. Well, I think that's pretty much everybody's goal. It's definitely your parents' goal, I would say. The discounted education is big added bonus.
Discounted education is the greatest thing to ever exist.
Second only to free education.
You're correct. You're correct. It's second only to Miller Lite.
Oh, not yet. It's not the 5th inning.
We can't listen.
It is after 5 o'clock, so if you are enjoying one, just do it responsibly.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. John's gonna look it up for us.
Sound is in there for a called strike. On Angel Ramirez, the 5-hitter in this order. That one also a called strike. Ramirez exhibiting some patience. Oh, 2. Berggren's delivery. Can't quite find it.
Charlie, I think it's interesting, and something we talked about with Berggren before the game, and he talked about sometimes his control's a little bit off, and he'll throw a little bit to his left, I think he was mentioning a little bit. And so looking at it now, you see him set up on the complete farthest you could possibly go on the right side of the mound. Maybe just trying to put 2 and 2 together. Maybe that's a little bit of a strategy just in case the control isn't there. He still potentially hits the zone a little bit.
And a really nice play made there at third by Johnny Wendling. That'll now bring up Yashawn Boswell. Boswell sporting the number 10. He's a really talented hitter.
4 pitches. That's all it takes. For those of you who weren't here or need to have a friendly reminder, the last time Yashawn Boswell batted at the stadium, he was ejected from the game, and he was the leadoff batter. So he was essentially the leadoff batter. He was the second guy in the order.
The second leadoff.
John, you should know I'm right in all things.
Pitch misses there. 1-1 to Boswell, who plays his college ball at Concordia University, Chicago, D3.
Which, by the way, Boswell, a guy who's been tossed, is not a good guy to have as Luigi as your plate umpire because Luigi will toss you.
thrown in there for a called strike, 1-2.
Also, I was going to say, John, how deep's the bench today? It's one pitcher. It's you.
Can that pitcher play second? I mean, that would be, yeah.
Well, you have the Bluetooth. You have the Bluetooth mic. You can take it down there.
That one's floated out into center field. Isaiah White trends over and gets the second out of the inning. So good work by White to grab that one, and that'll bring up Jaden Ryan to the plate.
At the plate now for the Generals, number 24, Jaden Ryan.
Ryan, a player from the Calumet College of St. Joseph. Wonder where they play their home games.
Just down the road. They don't. There's the school is just down the road. They play their home games here.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we have that logo out there in left field? I thought it was just for decorative purposes. I mean, it is still decorative, but
this isn't. I'm not trying to make a statement here. I think Oil City Stadium is larger than the campus of Calumet College of St. Joseph.
I think it might actually be. I mean, it depends on how much of the parking lot we are counting.
Yeah, good point. It is, however, it's a very tall campus.
Oh, it is tall.
It's like
definitely taller.
It's like 13 stories.
Good job holding up there. 2-1. It's a neat little college.
The tallest building on my campus was 4 stories.
I don't even know what the tallest. Well, I know the tallest building at Purdue has to be the clock tower.
Isn't that the one you're not supposed to walk under it?
Not if you want to graduate in 4 years. I graduated a year early. I could have walked under that thing as much as I'd like.
I'd like to meet the person who started that.
Some guy who tried to find some reason that his mom shouldn't kill him for failing an exam, probably. Mom, it's not my fault. I walked under the clock tower.
Magic.
There's voodoo magic in that clock tower. So now a full count, 2 down. Berggren comes set. Delivery home to Ryan is fouled off. And he'll see another. Three-2. Down foul back. And yet another pitch you will see.
You know, when a guy fouls off a lot of pitches and then strikes out anyway, that's like the death of 1,000 cuts. Because you're just wasting so much energy to find something to break through. It just doesn't work out for you.
Another foul ball. Oilmen trying to cook up a way to get him out, and that'll be it. Called strike 3, sends Ryan packing and sends us into the bottom of the second. Oilmen 1-0 lead here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, here on Swifty Night, which is a good crowd of Taylor Swift fans in attendance. I've seen a lot of people be dancing and singing along to other lyrics that are fill-in PA announcer John Lieber has been doing. John, as always, thank you once again for not only helping us out today, but for always being here for Generals and Oilmen's game. And as always, thank you for joining us wherever you're joining us. We're sorry. I guess we don't really have an audience to talk to, but our Facebook page couldn't get the game up today. That's where we love to stream from because we can always get our answers in for trivia there. For those of you who are watching, we're going to take answers on the Region Sports Nation Facebook page. That's where we're live. Yeah, it's the Region Sports Network, but our Facebook is Nation. I don't know why. I'm just here so I don't get fined. So when we get to trivia, if you want to submit an answer, first person to do it over there, we'll get it. But for the time being, it looks like Mike Groves is just going to remain victorious as per usual. What are you pulling out your mustache for?
Well, it was getting caught on the microphone because I trimmed it in a minute, so I was trying to flatten my mustache, Kind of the vibe I was going for.
Charlie Schmidgill, a beautiful head of hair. He told me he was going to get a haircut about a month ago.
Did you not notice?
No, because your hair's still long.
I noticed when you got a haircut.
That's because I almost nearly shaved down the sides. I looked like the Winter Soldier. You still look like you.
I got a faux mullet. That's my go-to. I got my haircut in West Lafayette one last time. So that is lifted out there by haircut specialist himself, Johnny Wendling, and caught for the first out of the inning.
You look gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, thank you. See, if you're listening at home, this is you've just committed one of the worst acts that a man can commit with his partner. Have you ever witnessed someone not notice their wife got a haircut? It's terrible. They're like, you don't even pay attention to me, and then whole sidebar on that.
Yeah. Do we want to get into this? Or?
No.
Okay.
I just think it's funny that you didn't notice my haircut. I noticed yours.
Oh, am I sleeping outside? Is that what you're telling me? Am I sleeping on the couch tonight, Charlie?
I'd get the pull-out couch ready, buddy.
I'm sleeping in the Charlie Schmidgill
fan zone.
Which
for those of you who don't know,
it's just the bathroom.
That's up here, yeah. 0-2 to Vosburg, lifted up out into left center field, and it'll find its way down. Nice little knock from Vosburg. And the Oilmen have their first hit of the game, and it'll bring up Ethan Gans.
Good piece of hitting there. DePore's been very good on the mound so far today, and breaking through to him was going to be a little bit difficult, so you finally do it there. It hits different.
Check back to first, back in plenty of time. And I had just realized I accidentally put in number 23, Mason List, into the game on Game Changer. So if you've been following on Game Changer, I did correct it just now.
Oh, no. It's okay. He's innocent.
Check back at first, and believe it or not, Vosburg is back in safely. The pickoff percentage in this league must be abysmal. I see about 20 pickoffs before I ever see somebody successfully get picked off.
I know we're technically playing by NCAA rules, but, not really. That's funny, John. I'm a funny guy. What can I say?
Went around for that one.
Funny how? Funny like I amuse you? Clown? No, I want you to tell me why you think I'm funny. Great movie.
That is a great movie.
It's Goodfellas, for those of you who don't know.
2-1, runner on the move, throw down, tag applied, and they do catch him. Pitch was a ball, and Vosburg is thrown out trying to snag second base. Nice throw from Holland. And the Oilmen now have 2 outs and no base runners, which is significantly worse than 1 out and 1 base runner. This has been today's obvious clinic on obvious statements. Swing and a miss there.
And gets gunned down at second. No body, no crime, and there's nobody on base now for the Oilmen. struck once back in the first and was looking as if they're going to go silent here in the second. And they do.
Swing and a miss there, and Dupour finds his way out of the inning. We return R.J. Berggren on the bump and a little bit of trivia time here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted and bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded. Make the smart choice. Land of Frost premium meat.
Top of the third here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, brought to you by Lando Frost Lunch Meats. You need 3 things to make a sandwich: 2 slices of bread and a nice chunk of Lando Frost Lunch Meat. Pick yourself up a package at your local grocery store today. Third inning also means it is time for third inning trivia. Unfortunately, no Facebook today, but for those of you who are listening, hop over to the Region Sports Nation Facebook. They are showing our game live as well. And first person to comment the right answer is named the new king or queen of the third. And as always, the Brick House is forced to play. It's Swifty night here at the ballpark, so it's only fair that third inning trivia has something to do with Taylor Swift. John, you ready? Yeah. Oh, John's doing a lot of work today. We're gonna give him a second here. Oh, he's for sure ready. Okay, well, here on Swifty night, your third inning trivia question, as always, question at the top, answer at the bottom. John, go ahead. Do your little announcement thingy there.
And I'll let you know, Connor Jerkadis steps in as well.
You guys are going to laugh at this question. What college did Travis Kelce go to?
Well, I do know that one. That one's lifted up. Lee can't snag it at first. That is going to be a hit. The right side of the infield. Nice work by Jerkadis, and that's the first hit of the game. For their side, I should say.
Almost got it.
And Travis actually, I believe, graduated. He finished his diploma this year. And Jerkadis, as John Lever reminds me, only has hits against the Oilmen. He feels pretty sure. So Holland takes strike 1. I believe Holland is a PNW guy.
Hayden Myers said he's going to text his answer.
Oh, excellent.
Which I'm very faithful in our audience. They uphold the competitive reputation and fair reputation. But I will be assuming that Hayden Myers is cheating. So.
No, I bet he knows the answer. Yeah, maybe not.
He's a big football guy.
That's true, but he's an IU football guy, and there's not a whole lot to be excited about there. Come on. It's not just me that disses him. Troy Aikman's done it as well.
John, if you text me the answer, you don't get to be named king of the third. I'm just letting you know that. You are a part of the Brick House stats once you're up here. If you're not a part of the Brick House stats, it doesn't count.
It is a 2-2 count. Also, the White Sox just took a lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Woo!
Luis Robert scored Tommy Pham in the bottom of the third. So that one is lifted up in center field. White on the move, and he'll call him off, makes a catch. First out of the inning. Producer Jerkadis stays put at first, and that'll turn the lineup over for the Generals for the first time.
Nice easy catch there by White in center field. No need to go Superman on it. Just make the easy play and return it back to the infield.
Yeah, that'll bring up Osteen. Swing and a miss at that offering. And it's 0-1. Berggren 42 pitches deep into this game. Honestly, a few more than I would have expected given his line. But he's been giving up a fair amount of foul balls as he does there.
Hayden texts me, says, no, I'm not cheating. Okay, pal. Okay. Only time will tell. Tell me why I should believe you, Hayden Myers.
I believe.
Because you're a firefighter?
Yeah.
Always like saving lives and stuff?
I believe Kelsey got in some trouble when he was in school, and it was his brother that helped bail him out.
Yeah, Travis Kelsey was not highly scouted or thought of.
And Luigi won't signal for the strikeout, but I think he called it a strikeout swinging. And that'll be the second out of the inning on the strikeout from Berggren.
At the plate now, number 2.
We will call it his second of the game. A little surprising the number that low at this point. So Generals are doing a good job of making contact with him. Still send Gonzalez up again to hit. No one in there for a called strike. Also, John, on a side football note, I must share that I saw the strangest Bears jersey I've ever seen here in Whiting yesterday getting White Castle. I saw him walking on the street as I was getting White Castle after the game yesterday. I saw a Nathan Vasher 31. It was an orange Bears jersey.
That's probably like the only one they ever sold.
Well, and I was, so my thought was maybe he's from the area or something. So I looked it up. He's from Texas. So unless if like his family stayed up here, someone was just a really big Nathan Vasher fan. So if that's you, congratulations. You got a jersey that I remembered.
He said, Hayden responds to, why should I believe you? He said, because I'm a hard-working American.
I can hear the bald eagle screaming in a jet flyover.
One and two still. Finally, the Generals notch a hit on the scoreboard, but not a run just yet. This one gets sent back. Scott's going to jog over. By the way, Emmanuel Scott, killer mustache right now. Killer mustache.
Good caterpillar on there.
I view that phrase as an insult.
No. Have you seen a caterpillar? They're hairy.
I understand what.
I would think of that as a description of a good mustache.
But normally rocking a beard, just got rid of it. I'll tell you, it looks a little bit like Tyler's uncle. You could hardly tell them apart.
That one popped up out into shallow center. White will call it and rein it in for the third out of the inning. So Oilmen carrying that 1-0 lead. And, John, remind us of that question.
Before we go to break, your third inning trivia question. What college did Travis Kelsey go to, also known as Taylor's boyfriend?
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network as we get set for the reveal of the third inning trivia question. I'll give some people a little bit more time to text. There's no more time to text personal. Someone texted me the right answer. We'll find out who it is in just a second. John, it wasn't you. You were up here. John, you were right, though. Hunter left.
Where'd he go?
I'm going to wait for – we'll get back to him. But, gentlemen, where did Travis Kelce go to college? John says the University of Cincinnati. The what?
The Bearcats.
The Bearcats?
I was about to say that.
Is that
man
your
was
guess
a
as
Bearcat.
well?
He was.
Are you going to play the odds here?
No, because I know that's
Are you
right.
sure?
Positive.
Maybe get a different answer, Charlie.
I am for certain that he went to Cincinnati.
That's because he did go to Cincinnati. The Brick House strikes once again. Currently, 12.5 points for the Brick House on the season. Realistically, not a great number. There's probably a little bit more there as well. Which means, by the way, drum roll, please. Oh, by the way, Hayden, what's your guess?
Hunter.
Why do I keep saying that? Hunter, what's your guess? I'm sorry.
Now batting number 14.
They got the right answer. The weight of the Brick House is not on your shoulders, so don't worry about it. They got it. They got it. Oh, University of Cincinnati.
Bearcats.
The Bearcats. Rar.
Rar.
Which, by the way, means the king of the third is now Hayden Myers.
Yay, Hayden.
Doesn't show up to work one day, folks, and hops on trivia.
I told you he was going to know. I knew it. I had faith.
Congratulations, Hayden Myers. You are now the official king of the third. Hayden has participated in nearly every trivia that we've done. Well, I mean, except for away games because he doesn't join us.
That's
but every
true.
time we're here, Hayden always gives a guess. Even when he admits he doesn't know the answer, he gives his best educated guess, which normally comes in the way of just listening to Charlie ramble for about 5 minutes and then picking out an answer that Charlie said and then using that as his answer.
That works.
Charlie Schmidgold guides those to a treasure he cannot possess sometimes.
I do.
He knew the answer
I'm the
today.
keeper on the bridge.
Secondary trivia question. Where did Jason Kelce go to college?
That one is lifted out into center field, moving back, and a nice catch made out in center by Gonzalez for the first out of the inning.
Do you know, John? Oh, he's announcing again, folks. Sorry about that.
I think it was also Cincinnati.
It was also Cincinnati.
Yeah,
you are right.
I was going to say because he got in trouble.
Did she? Yeah, I was gonna say. I think when you're a multimillionaire at the age of like 17 years old, I don't think you go to college.
I know she's from Pennsylvania. So that's a swing and miss there.
Is she?
Yes.
I did not know that. I'm not a Swiftie by any means, by the way. Just want to let people know that. I don't want to betray anyone. You know, I don't have any cardigans in my house.
I'll tell you what, I am. I like.
I don't have a
Taylor
cardigan in my
Swift. I
house,
don't hate
John.
it. So that is a take low. I think overhated, maybe a little overrated, but definitely overhated. It's Taylor Swift.
Overhated?
Overhated.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I said maybe a little overrated, but definitely overhated.
No, I understand what he's saying. I think popularity and skill and like talent are two separate things.
As that's a swing and a miss here. So Gould goes down swinging, and that'll bring up Denton with two outs.
Hayden Myers just texted me and said, "Crown me, sir," as if we have literally ever had a crown ever to give someone. Hayden, you know we don't have prizes. He texted both of us. He said, "Man, this feels great. I've never had a crown before." And you still don't. We don't have anything to give you, Hayden.
As that one bounces away for ball one.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people. I remember there's a lot of people who were like yelling at, "What's up?"
I almost grabbed the crown at Burger King at the Wilbur.
Oh, man, we got to. The last time I saw a physical crown that wasn't from Burger King is when I went to Medieval Times for my friend's birthday in April.
I've never been to
No,
Medieval
January.
Times.
Excuse me.
Is that a good time?
Oh, it was great.
It's a good place?
Yeah. Half empty, because I don't know if you guys know this, but dinner theaters really aren't in high demand right now. What do you mean?
What about the Dolly Parton Dixie Stampede?
How about, dude, literally every restaurant at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, what is a dinner feud? What even is that? You just combine two words.
Good take on that one high. It's a 3-1 count now for Denton.
Also, just thinking about Taylor Swift right now and songs that I've been trying to reference. There's a couple guys who've probably received a Dear John letter. I have quite literally every letter I receive is a Dear John letter.
Yeah.
As well as John Lieber. You want to know why? Because it's our names.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive.
You serious,
I
Clark?
double-checked with my mother this morning.
Hard line down the first base side, and it's through. So Denton picks up a knock and is now at first.
I'm going to text my resident Taylor Swift fan and see if she knows that answer.
I think I know who it's about. I think it's about John Mayer. John, it's about John Mayer, right? I'm telling you, I knew it.
So I texted her. We'll see if she gets the right answer. I asked her about the Travis. She had no idea. Her first guess was Alabama, and she put a fire emoji as if she thought that was the right answer.
You know what?
Shout out my good friend Emma Tunn.
Good guess, sort of. Colors were in the same general vicinity. If you combine the red and black, you get almost maroon. Crimson and cream is the Indiana thing. That one misses outside. Why are there so many shades that people try to pass off as crimson? I feel like we got to be a little more descriptive with our color. Well, I mean, I'm not that good at distinguishing between the close shades anyway. I mean, so it doesn't make any difference to me, but it feels like it's kind of confusing.
It's always easier to tell what color is which when it's paired with another color.
That's right.
No, don't laugh, John. I'm being serious.
That one is hit way high into the sky. Gonzalez moves over and hauls it in. And that'll be the third out of the inning when we return top of the fourth inning here from Oil City Stadium.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving onshore, and it's empowering anyone to start right. Safety being satisfied, working to be better.
Relay light tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. Let's fill it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to have you with us here at the Brick House at Oil City Stadium. Charlie Schmidgall alongside John Mastate. John Lieber over here to my left. And we've got an interesting game unfolding here. There's only been 3 hits, 1 run scored. And R.J. Berggren has been pretty solid out on the bump, but his first time through the order, only collecting 2 strikeouts, not what I would have expected. That was not on my bingo card.
No, not at all. I mentioned earlier that Berggren is a guy who likes to use the defense a little bit more than some of his opponents and some of the other pitchers on this team. Don't look at me like that. It's an opinion.
I was holding in a yawn.
Oh, okay.
That was nothing to do with what you were saying. That was everything to do with holding in a yawn.
I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry.
Not every face I do has meaning. Some of them.
I mean, it had meaning. The meaning was that it was a yawn. Now, let it fly around here. Let it fly.
No, not in front of the mic. So we've got Ellickson stepping in now. Puts that one up the middle off the backside of Berggren, and that is through for a hit. Little unconventional hit, but Ellickson will pick one up either way.
Okay, so the crazy Taylor Swift fan friend that I have says it is John Mayer, so I'm going to believe her word before John Lieber's.
Well, we both said it was John Mayer.
I don't believe you in anything, so.
Mean.
I think you're a huckster, a swindler, a bamboozler, a rattler. Yeah.
Nothing new.
John just says a bad man.
Man, I feel like I'm in that Fab 5 documentary and you guys are talking about me.
Pretty boy. Who were they talking about in that? Were they talking about Chris Webber? Yeah. I've never seen that documentary, but I have seen that clip. Can't say some of the words that were used to describe Chris Webber in that clip.
Yep.
Quick, call a timeout.
Delivered in there.
I got to be honest. I can't tell you a single thing Chris Webber did outside of calling a timeout when he didn't have any. But the Kings, that's all. I mean, that's it. That's the list. That's his entire Wikipedia page. I wrote it.
Time going to be allowed here at quite literally the 11th hour.
I mean, that one was coming on New Year's Day.
The ball was dropping.
Yes, it was. Hey, good. Hey. That was good. That was good. Nice job on that one. Nice job on that one. Brogy Fest is coming up. Hayden was. Have you guys been?
No.
You've never been.
I have not.
Hayden was telling me he's never been either. So we're gonna have to take you guys.
We're Porter County residents. You know, I don't even know if he's from Porter County.
Winfield?
He might be. Is he from Jasper?
Jasper? That's Jasper. I believe Winfield's in Jasper.
It would be Jasper. There's only 2 high schools in Newton County. Can you guess which they are?
Newton High School?
As that is a called strike. It's North Newton and South Newton.
Whoa.
I know, alarming. As that is in there for the 3rd strike out of the game for Berggren in the first out of this inning.
Now batting number 6, Angel Ramirez.
I've been to both. I have a favorite. I won't tell you which.
It's South.
I actually think it's North. I feel like it's North.
See, folks, that's how I baited him into telling us, even though he said he wasn't going to.
The next answer will shock you.
Yeah. I had a 50-50 guess. Time is called.
So a pitch clock violation called. All right, then.
There's no way. Once again, John, you were laughing at me. Remember when I said we kind of follow NCAA rules?
I mean, R.J. Berggren is
the
not
pitch clock is supposed
pitcher.
to be 30 seconds, and it's supposed to be there's a timer on their belt, it was almost like a pedometer, which is a step counter for those of you who don't know.
I was using my my Latin roots there.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, yeah. Come on, did you not learn that in school?
No, I think I skipped that day in class when we learned Latin in 3rd grade.
It was in middle school. This is a double play ball, flip over to second. Good hustle to beat it out. It'll be a fielder's choice. So 2 outs and a runner at first is Ramirez. They'll bring up Boswell.
Has now officially done more in this game than previously here at Oil City.
Yeah, second at bat.
Yeah. 4 pitches, folks. 4 pitches. John Boswell was named an All-Star. Didn't get to play in the All-Star game. Neither did anybody else. But still an All-Star. This one fouled off.
Pirates have tied it back up with the White Sox in the top of the 5th inning.
Excuse me, not fouled off. It was just a ball that got away from Scott.
Triolo.
Why the runner is at second. Thank you, John Lieber, for letting me know. John Lieber, without a microphone, has had to turn into a mime, and he's doing a great job at it. Oh, he made his thumb. I don't know. At this point, I don't even know. He pulled off his thumb.
He pulled his finger off. It's It's like that magic trick from SpongeBob. The Flying Dutchman pulled on him. Ta-da. Ooh. 1-0 delivery from Berggren is fouled off. So for Boswell now with the tying run in scoring position. Doesn't matter if it's the 4th inning. You don't want to wait too long because sometimes you blink and all of a sudden it's the 8th inning and you would have really liked to have that run earlier on. But a good eye there. As I was saying earlier, the Pirates had tied it off of a Jared Triolo single. They've now taken the lead 2-1, and that was short-lived for the White Sox.
That was pretty good. Good job.
Yep.
I love losing to other bad teams. Really just puts in reference on how bad we really are.
Michael A. Taylor was the man who scored that last run. Michael A. Taylor spent some time with the Twins, spent some time with the Royals, the Nationals. He's bounced around a little bit all over the place.
Might as well start calling Michael see you later, Taylor.
I like that. 3-1 misses inside, and Boswell will take first. So runners on first and second for Rhine.
I was mentioning it earlier that Berggren deals with this a little bit every game where how many pitches yet now? I'm going to give like 60s.
64.
All right, I'm paying attention. Around this point in the game, Berggren loses it just a little bit. And he's been able to battle himself out of these holes so far this season. And so he just needs to do it again here. And it's a very generous strike call will help you do that.
That it may. For Jaden Rhine, playing left field today.
Sun's not completely gone yet, but the lights are turned on time today. All right, John, you missed it yesterday. Literally, we stopped playing baseball for like 10 minutes.
Because we had to wait for the lights to warm up. Rhine down 0-2 in the count. Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. Berggren will disengage. Oh, 2 delivery home. It's well outside for ball one. And when you say Luigi will give you the, a little extra out there, you're not talking that far, I mean.
No, I was referring to that. Yeah.
That one in there for a called strike 3. Berggren freezes them and leaves 2 stranded. Oilmen still leading 1-0 when we return bottom 4.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today. After our minimally invasive spine surgery, 80% of golfers maintained or improved their handicap. Be treated by the pros to play more like a pro. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live. When the crave calls, Richard, we're live. Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, where I must tell you, you are not the reason for the teardrops on my guitar. You're the reason for the smile on my face. Thank you for joining us. Here's the Oilmen have a 1-0 lead, trying to expand on it in the bottom of the 4th.
During that intro there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you're losing me, Charlie. And then you came back and you found me. Thank you.
Well, it was the song that's playing right now is Teardrops on My Guitar.
I understood. But also, You're Losing Me is also another Taylor Swift song, so I had to sneak it in there. The mascots are hanging out here in the box Love to always have them. Love our mascots here at Oil City. Both of them, Oilman Stan and Lucky the Unicorn.
And as the Generals throw down and get ready, Dupour also at 51 pitches.
It's around the same. It's been a very similar game in terms of pitching. Realistically, both teams with 2 hits. Generals give it an error. Did you guys want me to say it to him, or? Hey Hunter, don't forget to kill the song, all right? Go ahead, Oilman Stan, tell him.
I get it.
I will say,
As a
by the
mascot.
way, our mascots are very tame because I know you were with the Lafayette Aviators last summer. Previously, I was with the Joliet Slammers. I mentioned that a lot. Our 2 mascots, I think it was Clyde the Jailbird and Jake the Dog. They'd antagonize kids.
Oh.
Antagonize kids. Well, it was like because it was the Slammers was a prison themed, so it was like a jailbird and like a watchdog.
Oh.
John Lieber threw his hands up in
Well, I was thinking of Jake the Dog from Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Yeah, come grab your friends. Yeah. No, they boxed kids. So
they did?
Yeah, when I see Oilman Stan having good time and taking photos, I'm like, that's just new for me. I've never seen a mascot treat people with respect.
2-1. Breaking ball misses high. 3-1 now the count.
Do the Aviators have a fun mascot?
They do. His name is Ace the Aviator. Ace did all kinds of neat stuff. Good work down there in Lafayette as that one is fouled off. Another chance for Desan. And I believe we addressed your college mascot was Swoop.
Nope.
At IUN?
Nope.
It was not Swoop?
Nope. It was Rufus the Red Hawk.
Oh, I feel like every bird mascot in college is Swoop.
Rufus.
Swing and a miss there. And Lee goes down swinging and a strikeout for DePort for the first out of the inning.
What's Purdue's name? The Crimson Chin or something like that?
Purdue Pete.
Big old chin on Purdue Pete.
We love Pete. I know everyone says he's creepy, and he is.
That's why we love him.
But it's endearing.
What's the Tigers' name at? It's what? Truman.
Harry Truman. Because Truman State is also in the great state of Missouri.
Truman the Tiger. Interesting.
Stands for.
What does the S stand for in Harry S. Truman? I'm going to be completely honest. I've never heard a single person ever refer to him as Harry S. Truman.
I mean, if I'm just
Siegfried.
Going, I feel like it's
like an old
more
name.
simple. I'm going Samuel.
It is really something very simple.
Scott?
It stands for S.
Oh, it just stands for
just
S.
S. Interesting.
Well, that's kind of neat. Harry S.
Did
Truman.
the atomic
S
bombs
stands
blow
for
it off?
nothing.
No, I think the story is like
They ran out of ink in the nursery.
he might be Harry Truman, but his dad's also Harry Truman, but he's not even here, so he went by Harry S.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Interesting. I want to know where he got the S from, though.
I think he just liked it.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. He liked the S.
So that one is floated out into right field. Moving underneath it is Jerkadis, and he makes the catch. So 2 down now for the Oilmen, and that'll bring up third baseman Johnny Wendling.
Stepping up to the plate, number 26, Johnny Wendling.
Does sparks fly?
Ours do.
See, I'm telling you. So 2 down.
Hi, Charlie.
Ground ball to short is taken care of by Osteen. So Osteen delivers, and the Oilmen will hang on to that 1-0 lead when we return this day in trivia.
Nope.
Yeah.
This day in sports history. Different time.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I mixed
It's
up
okay.
the two
It's
words.
okay.
We'll be back in the 5th inning with John's segment.
Go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use Smart App technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, John Mastey, Charlie Schmidgall. It's inning number 5, and it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and make sure that somewhere has a Miller Lite. Mr. John Lever is going to let us know that it is 5 o'clock in Alaska. So all of my... No, I'm trying to think of another word. I'm trying to think of all my Haynes friends. I do have one friend from Haynes. I have one friend from Alaska. Not making that up. Hope you're doing good up there. But 5 o'clock somewhere, and make sure that somewhere has a Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. And as always, Charlie.
Drink responsibly.
It's not a question, folks, or a request. It's a demand. Drink responsibly. It's not that hard to do. 5th inning also means it's time for Today in Sports History, the segment where I give you some information and fun facts about sports. So the next time you go to happy hour, which is now legal in Indiana, you can sound a little bit smarter to the guy next to you. Today in Sports History, 1928 is the first ever televised tennis match, which I thought was somewhat important. Now that Wimbledon is going on right now, everyone's tuning in to ESPN very early in the morning to watch players of whose last names you can't pronounce hit a orange ball or yellow ball back at each other. It's the most American thing.
I believe there were some
guarantee
Americans still in there, right? Or they might have all been eliminated by now, but
okay.
You want them?
Pull up the Wimbledon bracket or whatever it was, and we're going to prove this point. 1954, the MLB Players Association is founded. It's a pretty big deal. It's always good to have representation, especially in multi-billion-dollar companies. Always good to have that. And, Charlie, I mentioned this one to you. I said I had a good one for you. And if you're a Sox fan, this is definitely a good one. Disco Demolition Night at Kaminsky Park, 1979. Fans go wild, destroying records and causing mass violence at Kaminsky Park, and it forced the White Sox to forfeit the second game of a doubleheader against the Tigers.
There you go.
That was Today in Sports History. If you're a Sox fan and you don't know about Demolition Disco Night, you're not a real Sox fan.
Okay.
But that was Today in Sports History. Go ahead, Charlie.
We've got Moose. I know all these. Musetti, yes. Djokovic, yes. Medvedev is correct. Alcaraz is correct. Okay, now this is going to be significantly more difficult. The final for the Wimbledon singles women.
Yeah, slide back down. Slide back down to the scoreboard.
Krejcikova is the first one. Paolini. There you go. I'd say that's close enough. Yeah, no, some of the names get pretty confusing. There's a swing and a miss there.
John, I'll ask you really quickly if you want to. I'll ask you I don't know if you tuned in. Did you see the trivia question yesterday? Who has the most All-Star Game selections of all time in the MLB?
That ball played on a
good
hop.
idea.
Nice ability to turn two on that little heads-up play to double them up. 2 outs now here.
Little cheeky there. those of you who don't understand, maybe couldn't see it on your screen, let me break it down for you. Ball gets shot out to to short, and instead of taking a couple of quick steps in and grabbing it on the line for the out, he stays back and lets it drop to the dirt, which forces the runners to go, and you quickly turn a fast double play. Heads up, we always talk about heads up base running. When guys on the base path, they see the play advance and they see the play unfold, and they decide to whether go or stay at the bag they're on. Well, that is heads up defense for recognizing the play you're dealt with, the cards you're dealt with, and folding when need be. I'd love to see that, Charlie.
Heart and hustle, man. So I have to fix the book here real quick.
That hit him.
Yeah, it did.
Well, and he's now going to argue with Luigi. Luigi says no. He's going to have to pick his bat back up, which he essentially tossed all the way back to the bat rack.
Went to the other side of the Mississippi, but it's made its return.
Toss that right into Lake Michigan. The Mississippi. Yeah, I was just saying.
I'm directionally challenged. I'm having some trouble.
Yeah, John had to point out that the Mississippi is in the opposite direction of where he threw
Pull
the
up
bat.
your compass. I want to make sure.
To be
right.
fair, if he threw the bat so far, it went around the world, and eventually would have crossed the Mississippi. So if anything, he just said he threw it really far. He really did pull up MapQuest on you, or no, pull up a compass. Look at that.
That was what I told him to do. Pull up the old compass.
I like to I lick my thumb and then put it in the air, and then I can tell exactly where I'm at. Right now, a state of delusion. That one definitely hit him. Luigi is not going to argue on this one, and he's going to go over first. Imagine being hit twice in single at-bat. Couldn't be me.
Well, the second one was definitive. And that'll bring up Gonzalez with 2 outs. Runner on first, Graham Gonzalez.
John, do you have a guess, by the way? Most MLB All-Star selections? You said who?
Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench, interesting. No, so it's Hank Aaron, right? Here's the fun thing. We talked about this the last time you were here. He played 24 seasons, was selected 25 times. Because there used to be, because there used to be 2 All-Star games. Yeah. I told Charlie if you were here for that game, you would have had an advantage.
That ball misses there. 1-1 count.
Bergeron's still humming right along here. Got out of a tough jam last inning and has been pitching very well here.
This one lifted up into shallow left field. Moving back is Gould, and he'll make the catch. Third out of the inning is produced on a fly ball to shallow left when we return. Bottom of the 5th inning here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to have you here. Where it looks like Draza Duport is being rolled out here for the 5th inning as well. So long starts from both starters. Duport 63 pitches into this one through his first 4 innings, and he's going to be facing 8-9-1 in the order, which will come in the form of Troy Vosberg, Ethan Gans, and Isaiah White, barring any lineup changes.
And so far, it's been it's been a close game here between both teams. There really hasn't been a need to change things up. Also, Mr. Lieber mentioned to us that not a lot of representation coming out of the bullpen tonight for the Generals. So Duport is going to need to go until the wheels fall off. So as he gets wheeled back out there, Add some super glue, WD-40, and duct tape, and put the wheels back on because you got to keep going. Yeah, spit shine those. Do a little bit of Hawk 2 on that thing.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth inning for your Northwest Indiana Oilmen.
He's John Mastay. I am Charlie Schmidgall.
I'm the funniest person alive, I swear.
That one is a ball into Vosburg.
I'm good. I'm good.
That one called a strike on Vosburg, who was the only All-Star selected as a two-way player, separately as both a pitcher and a hitter.
To be completely fair, quite literally everyone in the Northern League is kind of a two-way player because sometimes we might need guys to pitch when they don't want to. So
that is true. We have seen Zamarian Hatcher pitch this year.
Our coaches are two-way players.
1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, drop, third strike. Not even.
They're going to do it around the horn?
I think they just said he caught it. So with that, that will be another strikeout for Duport, make that his fourth. That'll bring up Ethan Gans.
With a little bit of a chili powder on that one, John. Like that. I like that. So you had to give him something to hold on to. I like that. I like that.
Pitch misses inside for ball one.
I'm going to force these people to hang on to this name. Oh, let's not go that far, buddy. John, we love having you here, and you're doing a great job. But something you mentioned a while ago when I was taking also my one-day vacation, you mentioned on the broadcast that me not being here just has an appreciation for me, which I do appreciate. Hayden not being here definitely shows how much of an appreciation we have for Hayden Myers and how difficult doing PA, scoreboard, and keeping a book really is. Announcing, ad reads. John's a little, I'm not going to say flustered because he's a professional. Yeah. But Hayden Myers does a great job. We love having him here at Oil City.
Up the middle, throw across, pulls him off the bag, but able to come back down on it in time. Close, but no cigar. Good play from Osteen to Ellickson for the second out.
Now batting number 14, Isaiah White.
Now that we're at the halfway point of this game, we only have a 1-0 run. So at this point, do you start to focus? I'll ask you the question, Charlie. Do you focus more on parking the bus and just maintain that 1-0 lead, or do you slam on the gas pedal? I'm going to just assume by your mime gestures that you're assuming. I'm going to assume it's step on the gas pedal.
So it's the same thing in football as playing prevent defense. And do you know what prevent defense? The only thing it does is prevents you from winning. So if you don't go out there and give it your best, you're going to lose. So that one in there for a called strike, I believe.
Yeah, Luigi doesn't have much in the way of signals.
He's a little nonchalant with it.
That one right back. I had that.
Your hands were at your sides.
I've cat-like
you would have gotten
reflexes.
it. Yeah, it would have come closer. You'd have
Come
gotten
up.
him up in time.
We've come up. You know, every time a foul ball gets hit back here, I always go Charlie's all over it. Show a little bit of love back. He's ready. In the athletic stance. To be fair, Charlie is standing, I'm sitting, so he's already more ready than I am. Which, after this inning, I'm also going to join him by standing.
Throwing the bat at that one for a foul ball. Actually, earlier today I was watching some baseball highlights, as I do, and I got to see Reds' Todd Frazier hit a home run while not holding on to his bat
Oh.
And that was quite a unique experience.
Yeah.
He got close and just kind of threw it at him.
Wasn't it last year? I think it was. I always get these two confused when they do stuff because they're very similar. It was Corey Seager or Trey Turner. I'm pretty sure it was Corey Seager. He got a base hit and like the bat broke, but it was just a snub. Like the very bottom part of the bat broke off, which I feel like was just such a weird place to have a bat break after hitting it on the barrel. Everyone on the field thought that was strike 3 except Luigi.
And I feel like we should also note, Oilman superfan Mike Jones let them know that he's going to have to try again. He knew.
Hit him with the Matumbo finger wag. Mike Jones said, not today.
Popped up over towards the Oilman dugout, and it'll drop down foul ball.
Did it? Oh.
A little closer to hitting the camera than you'd like it to be, but hey, unfortunately we can't get that camera to load anyway.
Yep, so might do us a favor. Might work.
Never know.
Yeah. Gotta try something, I guess.
(3-2) delivery home is in the dirt. So White works a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Andrew Gould to the plate.
At the plate for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen.
Gonna have a mound meeting here between the battery. Just assume if you are ever playing a baseball game and John Lieber's your PA announcer, and your last name is one syllable, just know that thing is getting screamed into the microphone. Screamed.
A little bit of, I like the growl there.
It's like every other one. It's like, all right, Hatcher. And then every once in a while I'll be like, Gould!
Hey, I got a headset on here, man. Folks at home, you scared them.
I just want to make sure they're actively. Hey, just think, only one side of your earmuff works too.
That is true.
We only do one-sided headsets. Huh? Huh?
I actually can't hear out of my left ear anymore. 0-1 delivery to Gould. Not yet. Pickoff attempt at first. White very close.
I'm sure Game Changer has a stat in there. You can find on Game Changer the pickoff percentage.
I don't always keep up with the pickoff
Game
percentage.
Changer has so many things.
Throw down to second. Boswell can't apply the tag in time, and it's a stolen base for Isaiah White. Count is 0-2 on Gould, but another run over in scoring position. Dupour's delivery, swing and missed. And the Oilmen with a 1-0 advantage when we return. 6th inning of action here from Oil City Stadium.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network, John Masty, Charlie Schmidt-Gull, as well as being joined by John Lieber in place of Hayden Myers today in the PA box. We miss you, Hayden, but once again, John, thank you for filling in for Hayden today. Doing some Taylor Swift trivia in the ballpark here today. They're up in the third base stands, I believe. Where are they at? I can't see them. They might be, they might be like directly out of my view.
I can't see
I can't
them
do Taylor Swift trivia. I can't. I wouldn't be good at it. You know enough? Is Addie a Taylor Swift? No, we had this conversation. She's not.
She's more of a SZA girl.
SZA, we had this.
That is more her jam. And it looks like Berggren is back out here for the 6th inning. I mean, I think I could do enough. I think I'd be all right.
I think
get a whole lot.
I think all of my information has been forced to me by just watching the NFL and having Mike Tirico go, "There's Taylor Swift coming off of her show in Japan last night. She took her private jet immediately here to watch Travis Kelce absolutely dominate."
Look, man.
And then Travis Kelce had like 0 touchdowns that night. Oh yeah, going back, we started that conversation earlier, and we didn't continue it. People saying that Taylor Swift ruined the NFL. I don't think people realize, and we know this. We know this because we're broadcasters. Ran the trivia a little bit long there. Berggren's in his windup, but we were talking about it earlier, and we, as people who work in production, we know this. Taylor Swift has no control over whether or not she's on the cameras or not.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
true.
Zero
She's
control.
Just sitting there.
She's got no control whether she's on the camera, no control whether she gets put on the TV, no control if the broadcasters talk about her. No control over that.
And I mean, as a producer, director, that's your dream, is to be able to go out there and have somebody. Because, I mean, you have to remember, there are people that the only reason they would tune into those games was because they like Taylor Swift.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the ratings were definitely up. But don't blame Taylor Swift for those if you don't like it.
Right,
yeah.
right. So it's a 3-0 count for Berggren.
We've done it a couple times where we've moved. I'm sorry to continue on, Charlie. But we've done it a couple times where we've seen things in the ballpark or we've seen things in the outfield that we want to show, so we move the camera to show it. Like yesterday, there was those kids dancing in left field. You don't blame the kids in left field for dancing, for ruining your experience. John says maybe. No, you blame us.
The blame never goes on us, of course. Joking.
You're right. Not on us. Just you.
That's right. That ball misses low, and Ellickson will work a walk. That'll bring up Trip Davis.
Stepping up to the plate for the Generals, number 32, Trip Davis.
And if R.J. Berggren can't find his way back into form, I need to let you know I will blame the long trivia segment.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was ready to go, and they kept holding back the reins on the horse.
I'm a little surprised the umpire didn't, I don't want to say something, but signal. Some umpires definitely, when you get to a league this small, definitely take stadium interactions a little bit more personally. Unless your name's Angel Hernandez and you stare at the Oregon player for playing 3 blind mice during quite literally any of the outings he's ever done.
Nope, you're done. You're out of here. So it's in there for a ball to Trip Davis.
Middle infield scooting in towards second. A lot of space in between corners.
Good take from Davis, 2-0.
Oh, wow.
That one is belted out into left field. Moving back at the track is Denton, and that is gone. We have a tie ball game. Well, check that. It is a Generals 2-1 lead following a 2-run jack from Trip Davis. And, man, that got out in a hurry. First home run of the season for the Generals as John Lever is
in their entirety. In their entirety. Here?
No, I thought
this is the largest ballpark in the Northern League.
Now at the plate, number 6.
So,
Angel
I'll pull out that blaming the long trivia segment here.
Yeah.
It's the Oilmen
I blame.
trail.
You know what? I blame Taylor Swift.
And I got to tell you, that is the first set of earned runs given up this year by Berggren. As that liner goes out into left, it'll be another knock. A little bit of trouble here in the 6th for Berggren, and you can see he's frustrated.
I mean, I would be too. It's been a good game for him, but one swing of the at-bat changes the game and the season for multiple factors. First Generals home run of the season. John Lieber, credit to his professionalism. Very ecstatic about that home run, but got to return to do the PA, so we thank you for that. But it is 320 over the Land of Frost sign over there in left field. Maybe a little bit more over to where some, maybe 325. I'm going to give where that how far that home run ball went. This is the largest ballpark in the Northern League. I can tell you this is Brian Jennings Field is smaller. I can tell you Dowling is smaller, and I can definitely tell you that Elkhart is smaller. So how do you hit your first home run here?
You saw one you liked.
You saw one you liked, and that was one you definitively knew off the bat. It was hit high and it was hit hard. You were just maybe hoping that it was close enough to the fence that someone can make a play, but it just wasn't. Great swing to change the game here. I also like how you don't blame the fact that we talked to RJ for maybe 25 minutes today.
Nope. I talked to RJ last start and he did fine.
But I didn't.
No,
so maybe
so
it's my
your
fault. Yeah. What have I done?
What have you done? That one popped up high into the air. No infield fly called, but they will catch it. So the first out comes on a fly out to second.
Now at the plate, number 24, Jaden Ryan.
We'll bring up Jaden Ryan. Swing and a miss there.
By the way, there wouldn't be infield fly rule called in that situation.
Why would there not be? There's a runner at first.
But there has to be a runner on first and second or bases loaded. Has to be more than one runner on.
All right. If that's the case, then I'm dropping that ball and turning two.
There, exactly.
One swing and a miss, throw down to second, tag applied, and no, they're going to say he is in safely with a stolen base.
Emmanuel not happy with the call. He thought he got him.
I was a little surprised with it myself, but they've got a much better vantage point down there closer to the field.
And Scott's been one who's struggled with stolen bases this season. Teams like to run on Emmanuel Scott, so if he's upset with it, it must have felt good coming out of his hand.
1-2 misses inside. Ball fouled off. Pitch misses there. Didn't miss by much.
Now, here, if you're RJ, you can't let the home run discourage you. I talk about this a lot in baseball. Pitchers, you have to have a short-term and a long-term memory. You have to have a short-term memory when it comes to the things that bother you, but you have to have a long-term memory in the things that will work and that don't work for you. And right now, Bergman's just got to shake it off, and he's allowing that home run to get to him just a little bit. This is also about the time that you don't see him pitch too much, and you'll see Tyler's uncle come out of the dugout now. I haven't seen anybody sneak their way out to the bullpen, which I don't think we are, because the right fielder is now jogging into the mound. And that might be the last we see of Berggren, and it will be. So we will take a quick break here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network. Berggren walking off quickly after a great season of a 0 ERA that is broken up by the Griffith Generals.
Like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mason List entering this game out in right field as Troy Vosberg slots in onto the mound. Vosberg, again, an all-star pitcher and an all-star hitter. And he comes into a little bit of a jam, I'd say. It's a fair assessment of the situation. Runners on first and second, one down.
Well, it was a tough situation here for Vosberg. It was even a tougher situation for Bergeron. Had a phenomenal season. More than likely will probably still lead the Northern League in ERA, just not with a pristine 0-0-0 across the board. But a tough inning there on how so much hard work is just broken up. But Vosberg has been a good pitcher all season and looks to continue so tonight.
So as Vosberg goes out onto the mound, he will prepare to face Jerkadis, who's 1 for 1 in this game, singled to right and walked in this game.
So a completely different ball game now. The Oilmen playing from behind. It's going to be difficult for them. They haven't scored in 4 innings. Scored 1 back in the first, but that concludes the scoring tonight for them.
Ball out to second, flip to first, in time for the double play. So nice work to turn 2. And the Oilmen find their way out of the inning, but not before losing the lead 2-1 when we return bottom 6 on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Tastes great. Let's do it. Tastes great. Let's do it. Tastes great. It is both. It is both. It is both. It is both. It's both.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Wait! Let me hear Lando Frost. Premium meat. Delicious. And no byproducts.
Toss it in.
Et moi?
Okay.
Whee!
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium Meat.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oilmen trailing for the first time in this game, coming up here in the bottom of the 6th, following a 2-run home run by Tripp Davis, the first home run of the year for the Generals.
I think that's more surprising than anything else. What's more surprising? Generals getting their first home run post All-Star break, or Troy Vosberg giving up his first run of the season on a home run?
Oh, man. I mean, RJ had been really good, but you know you're going to give up a run. I think Tripp Davis, and how good of a hitting team this Generals team is, I was shocked that that was their first. Because, I mean, they really can smash the baseball, so I was very surprised to find out that that was their first home run.
Well, good for the Generals. Nice to have that breakthrough. Maybe that's the, straw that breaks the camel's back, gets them over the hump. Maybe they can hit some more. Not against us. Maybe do it against the Elkhart County Miracle. Generals currently in 3rd place in the Northern League. The Vikings and the Panthers have a long road ahead of them if they want to be in playoff contention. But the Generals, there is a good chance they can do it. So things need to happen. They need to hope every other team beats the Miracle, and the Generals just need to start winning baseball games here post All-Star break. And a good way to do that is to get some homers.
That it may be. And James Denton going to be the first Oilman charged with trying to find a way to even this back up.
Batting for your Northwest Indiana Oilmen, number 32, James Denton.
First delivery home to Denton, misses for ball 1. Pitch misses inside. Now on foul back, and Denton frustrated. He liked that one. He just under. That one hit hard over towards second base, and Denton will ground out for the first out of the inning. Good work from Boswell. First delivery home to Caceres. They call. That one poked out towards the left and hauled in by Ryan for the second out of the inning. So following the fly out by Caceres, it'll bring up the first baseman, Desan Lee.
Stepping up to the plate, number 38, Desan Lee.
And the Oilmen, who have put themselves in a hole here very late in this game, aren't going to be able to dig themselves out of it with at-bats like these.
And that is true. That delivery home fouled off. Count now 1-1 on Lee. Dupour on pitch number 90 through 5 2/3. Pitch misses high, a little early on the release there, 2-1. So that one is foul back.
Oh, man.
2-2 called strike 3, and it was an ugly one. So heading into the 7th inning, we'll see how Vosburg can respond. Oilmen trailing 2-1.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
Top of the 7th inning, brought to you by Midwest Orthopedics. To be the best, you have to see the best. For a complete and fast recovery, go to Midwest Orthopedics today to become the immaculate version of yourself. And Charlie Schmidgall is going to get immaculate here in the top of the 7th inning. It's time for Charlie Schmidgall's Immaculate Grid, brought to you by Midwest Orthopedics. Today's Immaculate Grid looks like top of the board, looks like Brewers, Phillies, and Hall of Fame. And then left side of the board is the New York Mets, Boston Red Sox, and the only one team. By the way, the Brewers also includes the Seattle Pilots, and the Philadelphia Phillies is also the Philadelphia Phils, and just Philadelphia from 1883. A lot of history there.
That is a drive out to left field, caught by Denton for the first out of the inning from Braylon Holland. Okay, so
What do we got for us today?
Let's
Chuck?
start mowing them down. Okay,
Yeah.
We'll just start in the top left. Okay, so that's Brewers and who?
Mets.
Give me Gary Sanchez. Very brief stint with the Mets. It was a catastrophic failure, and he is with the Brewers this year.
2%.
Awesome. I'm going to get weird. Are you all right with that? Can I get a little weird on that top row?
I'd prefer it.
You prefer that we get a little weird? Okay, so for Phillies and Mets, let's go Pedro Martinez. That is disgusting. Those were like the last two teams he played with. So that is in there for a called strike.
Which one?
The top one.
9%.
Yeah, one of the great pitchers in baseball history. Nice movement over there from Caceres. Throw off a knee in time. Nice play for the second out of the inning for the second baseman from UIS. And let's get real ugly. Let's get nasty with the Hall of Famer that played for the Mets. Let's go Rickey Henderson. People forget EY. R-I-C-K-E-Y. There you go. Rickey traveled around at the end of his career.
3%. Ricky traveled.
Ricky traveled. We're going to go with following the hit by pitch there.
So middle of the board, so Red Sox now going down.
Give me Hunter Renfroe. I love Hunter Renfroe. I actually watched him hit a game-tying home run in Milwaukee. It's been one of my favorites.
9%.
Okay, and let's move down from that.
Okay.
And let's go Oilmen related. First Oilman to ever make it to the big
Oh
leagues.
my
James
God.
Meeker has made one appearance, so he has only played with one team, which is...
This is going to be the lowest score ever.
You're going to like it.
0.02
And I'm going to tell you something. When I did this grid earlier, he was 0.01. So we might be the only two people that have guessed
because it was you. You were the one who did the grid earlier.
That is
That's
fair. Yeah.
Fantastic. Charlie, excellent job. You're not even done with the grid yet.
I know. Let's go Mark Appel for only one team and on the Phillies. He was a first-round draft pick that actually became an accountant and then came back to professional baseball.
What is it?
APP.
I just wanted to make sure I was spelling Mark right.
Yeah, only
0.7.
He was up for 1 year, and he was over 30 by the time he finally made it to the bigs. He was a very high draft pick. Some would call him a little disappointing. Also, let's get weird. Red Sox legend, Hall of Famer. Actually, he's a Mets legend is who he is, but it's Tom Seaver. Also spent some time with the White Sox. Very briefly, towards the end of his career, was in Boston.
2%.
That is in there for a called strike 2-2 count now. Oh, man, that Phillies-Boston one is ugly. It's ugly. I'm thinking of Craig Kimbrell, but that's going to be a terrible guess.
And then you have only one team in Hall of Fame. Good list of guys you can put on there.
And who are you saying, John? Adam Ottavino? I don't know if he went to Boston. I know for sure he's played a lot of places. Ottavino has pitched in Boston and for the Mets. He's never spent any time with the Phillies. And following that walk, runners on first and second now for Davis. You're going to have to give me a minute to think about that one. One team in Hall of Fame There's a good handful of guys, but you got to remember, I mean, not even Hank Aaron would work for this because he went to play for the Brewers the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys travel around at the end of the career when they're trying to keep it going.
Willie Mays is a popular guess. Look at the old Yankees guys. I mean, you got to think a lot of older players. It was very rare to leave a team back in the day.
But here's the thing. Willie Mays may not technically qualify if the Negro Leagues are counted as professional baseball leagues because he played for another team. So runners on first and second, that one a called strike. I mean, Johnny Bench is one that only played for one team.
I'm going to take a guess on my board here. Yeah, let me back up. Let's flip our last
Were
name.
you thinking?
My guess is pretty good.
Let's go with yours.
So my guess for only one team in Hall of Fame is Pee Wee Reese, which it's going to be a little bit higher now because there's a guess on my board. Yeah, 0.4%.
Yeah, that'll do.
Played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Was famously played by that one dude from Tokyo Drift in 42.
Oh, you're right. Wow. Pee Wee Reese.
Let me tell you something. I get randoms on Immaculate Grid solely from movies about sports. My go-to, anytime Clippers gets brought up on basketball, I think of Norm Nixon just because of Winning Time on HBO Max.
I think of Glenn Davis, who's actually, I believe, been arrested for fraud.
All right, that's an. You think that will ever be a column on Immaculate Grid? Been arrested for fraud?
I know who I'd put in.
Phillies and Red Sox is who we're currently looking for, and I believe it's just. Okay, so also the Boston Red Sox from 1908 to present were also the Boston Americans from 1901 to 1907. Real original on the names back then.
Okay, I know A.J. Pierzynski played for Boston. He did not play for Philadelphia. So that is a walk. The bases are now loaded. John, anyone coming to mind for you? I'm trying to think.
I mean, Craig Kimbrell was the first one.
I feel like Craig's going to be a pretty high percentage, though, as Dre brings out new baseballs.
I don't like current. I always go to current guys.
Man, and those are both such old and historic franchises. There have to be a ton of guys that have played for both.
I mean, I'm just going to look up what Craig. I'm going to look up on. I'll sacrifice my board and I'll type in Craig Kimbrell just to see how much he actually gets.
So I'm telling you, it's got to be high.
8%.
I am shocked that is that low. I mean, that is literally the first person I thought of, because that's a deep drive out to left field. Denton underneath it and brings in the third out of the inning. We will fill in that last square of the grid as the Oilmen survival can only be described as a very scary experience in the top of the seventh. So go ahead, stretch it out when we return bottom seven on the Oilmen Sports Network.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
That's right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live. When the crave calls, Richard, we're live. Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
So after a long discussion of Charlie's Immaculate Grid, we decided to go against picking Craig Kimbrell for Boston Red Sox and Philadelphia Phillies. And that answer would have gotten you an 8% score if you answered it at this time. So we decided to go with Shane Victorino, which somehow came in at 11%. So more people knew about Shane Victorino than that of Craig Kimbrell, which goes to a point I like to make. Sometimes people, they think they know the obvious answer, which they do. The obvious answer is Craig Kimbrell, but people don't put it. No, it's not your bet. It's a great pick.
No, I'm saying I want to see the show summary. I'm curious. I feel like there's got to be a really popular guy there that we were missing, that we didn't even think of. 188 guys.
Most
have done
popular for Mets and Brewers was Daniel Vogelbach.
Yeah, Danny Burgess.
Mets Phillies was Lenny Dykstra. Mets Hall of Fame was Tom Seaver.
I told you, man. He's
Red
as
Sox
Mets as they come.
Brewers was Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yes.
Red Sox Phillies was Jonathan Papelbon. Red Sox Hall of Fame was Ted Williams. Only one team for the Brewers was Robin Yount. Phillies, one team Mike Schmidt, and only one team Hall of Fame Derek Jeter. I feel like so many people have to play this game in New York.
Yes.
So many people have to play this game in New York.
And the vast majority, like, there's an insane amount of Yankees fans from all over
I would
the
like
world.
to contest. I think maybe only me and like one or two other people picked Pee Wee Reese in the bottom right corner. We're the only people on the planet who know who James Meeker is.
Unless if James did it this morning.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But that was Immaculate Grid. Our final score was 36. It might be our lowest one we've done.
It's got to be close.
I mean, that one we did where Mike bailed us out was pretty low.
Yeah, that was very low.
We'll have to go back and look at what our scores were. But that was Immaculate Grid, brought to you by Charlie Schmidgall and brought to you by Midwest Orthopedics. To be the best, see the best at Midwest Orthopedics. Also, it's not a 7, so I'm standing now.
We did have a change at pitcher. I believe it was Aiden Abarca. Adon, my apologies. Can't read my own handwriting. It's Adon Abarca out there on the mound, pitching to Emmanuel Scott in a 1-1 count. Oilmen trailing by 1, going to have to try to get to the reliever. This one is pieced out to left field. Tracking back, can't bring it in. That's going to get down. Scott digging in. He's thinking 2 all the way, and it's a stand-up double for the catcher. And that ball was crushed.
I want to point out on this play here, on this at-bat, that this really highlights how important it is what side of the plate you hit from, because if that one's in right field, that is more than likely an inside-the-park home run. Not a great read from left field. Kind of a late jump to it as well. If he's immediately running off of the bat, he might make the grab, but it took him a couple seconds to get in motion, and so he goes into second base. Oilman down 2-1. Starting off with a double is a great way to get some runs on the board, Charlie.
That it is. Johnny Wendling steps in and takes that one outside for ball 1. Wendling is 0 for 2. A little bit of a cold spell for the third baseman. But nothing some more at-bats can't fix. That one bounced in for ball 2.
You got to think of a rut like a rubber band, right? Just got to stretch it out. You got to make it bigger, larger sample size, and eventually it's going to break.
You know, it's funny you say that.
Sensational metaphor by John Mastay.
I had a professor that would tell us that he was going to try to expand our brains like a rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
And someone pointed out, well, what happens if you try to expand it too much and you break our heads? And he was like, don't think too hard about it. Which is counterintuitive because he was trying to make us think, right?
He said that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
It's a byproduct of success, I suppose. 3-0 to Wendling, wasn't even close. And runners now on first and second as the pitcher, Troy Vosberg, comes in to hit.
Now batting number 15, Troy Vosberg.
Number 15, Troy Vosberg, steps into the right-hand batter's box.
Okay, John, I'm allowed to laugh at jokes. Do it.
So
for those of you who don't know, I feel like we got to tell them. We found like a spring-loaded like dart gun.
It's like a Nerf gun kind of vibe.
But like just like a significantly lesser quality.
I found it in the
It's
stands.
our favorite thing in the stadium.
I found it in the stands like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
John Lieber loves it.
We all, like, this thing is in constant use up here.
It's like how we get people's attention. Because you don't want to talk too much, especially when you're not talking to a broadcaster to like relay broadcast things. So I'll just shoot Hayden Myers sometimes. I'll be like, hey, but it's also you get one. There's only one shot. You get one shot. If you miss,
if you had
mom's spaghetti.
Swing and a miss there.
There's not a single person in our generation who doesn't know that entire intro.
It's a generational gap. Is that just swing and a miss? Nasty pitch from Abarca to get the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Ethan Gans. Actually, I stand corrected.
Got to change the game changer?
I know they killed the DH. I'm trying to find him. For whatever reason, it decided to put him in as a non-hitting fielder, which I don't know how that was the logical conclusion game changer came to.
Interesting decision.
So Mason List's first at-bat of this game. He sees
Oh my
his
God.
second strike.
Great framework there. Yeah. He grabbed that ball, cranked the Soldier Boy, and brought it back inside the batter's box there. That one fouled off, luckily.
Oh, 2. Abarca. Breaking ball misses high. Fouled back and caught to convert the strikeout. So that'll bring up the top of the order, Isaiah White, who's 0 for 2. The tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. And the Oilmen have got to capitalize on this opportunity because you don't know how many more of these you're going to get. Especially, I mean, you got the leadoff double.
Man, yeah, now you're
First
well.
2 hitters got aboard.
We're well past the halfway point. Yikes! That's a great pitch combined with Luigi's strike zone there. But the Oilmen, we're well past the halfway point now, and like you said, Charlie, first 2 batters getting on base to immediately get fan 2 in a row. Another combo pitch there.
So 0-2 now. Abarca only 1 strike away from getting out of what initially looked like a very hairy situation. So that one is low. Ball 1.
And you saw him try to throw that pitch in the dirt again. He tried to get White used to that low strike zone call.
That one is low. 2-2. More of a spike into the dirt than anything else. That one fouled off. And he'll see another good job by White to stay alive.
Can't Buster Posey your way out of that one.
He tried it, and it was close. But it'll be a full count. Barca does have an empty base at third, so wouldn't walk in a run, but Oilmen just needs something here. White fouls it back. Count stays full. Barca 24 pitches to this point. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Oilmen strand 2 base runners in an untimely fashion. Top of the 8th inning with not a whole lot of time to go when we return here from Oil City Stadium.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network as we get set for the top of the 8. Isaiah White's helmet just stays out in the foul territory. No one's picked it up. I'm curious to see who's going to get it this time. Coach Dre had some words for Isaiah before he went out to the outfield. It's still there.
Big
goes
big announcement here for the 50-50 raffle ticket, the winner of 128 Dolores.
By the way, Charlie, I looked it up. Now, let me look. I know I filled some out on my phone before. Hang on a second. Immaculate Grid Baseball. I think I have your lowest score ever. Yeah, your lowest score ever on Immaculate Grid was 29.
It's at least my lowest here. I have no idea what it is like for my whole life. It's got to be down.
That was
a whole lot more.
That was back on.
That was Marco Scudero I had on there. Yeah.
But this was grid number 457. This was from the 2nd of July. I think we were in Elkhart at the time.
Might have been. Who else was on the grid?
So you had
Yastrzemski.
Adam Engel, and bottom right was a great pick. I didn't know he played for the Padres.
He did indeed.
Yeah, you're high. You could have definitely gotten a higher grade, but you couldn't figure out a Rockies or Mets player, so you went with Adam
Ottavino. Yeah,
with 11%. But outside of that,
really
your second highest was 3. Jake Cave, weird looking dude.
Yeah, shout out Jake Cave. So that one misses.
Remember when he was on the Twins, and he would tried to be Josh Donaldson so hard.
Jake Cave?
Yeah. On the Twins.
I don't doubt it, but I don't know. I'd never found him to be he was never I want to be respectful to him, but he was never good enough to actually be problematic.
No, I remember the home Josh Donaldson beef when he was on the Twins between him and Lucas Giolito, and then essentially him and the White Sox. Remember Jake Cave was always the first dude to back Josh Donaldson up. But, no one actually paid any attention to Jake Cave.
Sean Boswell awaiting the 2-1 foul back.
You were all over it, Charlie.
2-2. Oh, I was scrambling for that ball. I was locked in.
It's on his toes. I want to try to do a hockey Immaculate Grid, but, man, I do not know hockey enough.
Yep. I am in that same boat. So that one misses low. Count is now full. Seth Berquist would be the man you'd want to have for a hockey one.
Does he actually know hockey, or do we just say his name? It
I
sounds
think
like
he
hockey
knows
player?
hockey. Mostly Blackhawks, I think, but
I don't know anyone who knows hockey. I mean, maybe I do.
down misses walk to Boswell will bring up Rhine.
I mean, I'm just looking at this right now. It's like
I can
Norris
usually fill out a
Trophy.
football one or a basketball one from time to time.
Now at the plate, number 24, Jaden Ryan.
So it'll bring up Jaden Rhine.
First of all, it's like there's an American, players born in the United States. It's only like 6 guys in NHL history.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? I'm trying to think. Who's the guy who played for the Bruins that we Hawks fans just hate? Not Chara. I don't know.
Beats me.
I don't begins with like a B or something.
That is in there for a called strike on Rhine. Yeah, I've never been too much of a hockey fan. That one delivered home over towards third, laying out for it. That's a hit under the glove of Wendling. Throw to third, little greedy, but he's in there safely. Nice work to stretch it out, and it'll be runners on the corners now after some savvy base running.
I like to call that Billy Hamilton base running, when you can just turn in base, singles into doubles and one base advancement into a double base advancement there. Good job to get on the high horse. Talk about, again, good base running. Read the field, read the play, see where everyone's at. It's hard to play defense against a guy who's quick.
Got a good jump on a steal attempt there, too, that helped. So that one is hit hard over towards second out, past the outstretched glove of Caceres, and it'll be an RBI single. Generals extend their lead 3-1.
And after not getting any runs, after getting 2 guys on base with no outs in the previous inning for the Oilmen, bad just went to worst real quickly and allowing the Don't fist pump, John. John fist pumping over there.
Are you talking in the third person or to the other John?
I'm talking to John Lieber. No, don't shake your head. I saw you do it.
So that will now bring up Holland, who's 0 for 3 in this one. He's flown out twice, grounded out once. One count now. Oilmen have still not yet recorded an out here in the 8th inning. Definitely went around on that one for strike 2. And with runners on first and second, 1 run's already scored. This could get out of hand if the Oilmen can't find a way to make something happen. Called strike 3. Might have been bailed out a little bit there, but runners will stay at first and second, and it'll bring up Osteen.
And the Oilmen will take it. They've definitely been on the opposite end of that call from Luigi, so they like to have it called on their end as well.
Osteen takes a ball called outside. White Sox did lose today to the
What a
Pittsburgh
surprise.
Pirates.
Wait. Did we play the Pirates yesterday?
No.
Okay, I was like, don't tell me that Paul Skeens was the one who no-hit us through 7.
No, Paul Skeens would have finished the job in under 100 pitches against us.
Yeah, that's for sure. What about Martin Maldonado? What would he do?
Martin's been hitting home runs. I don't know what's up with that.
He's going to the All-Star game. That's why.
No. Still a long way from that.
I have a cavalier opinion about the MLB All-Star game. I don't like the fan voting. I've talked to you guys about this before. I don't like how every team gets a representative. But Garrett Crochet does belong in the All-Star game this season.
Garrett Crochet would have been an All-Star either way. I do like that each team
You're
gets
saying
a
I'm wrong?
representative.
You agree?
He's agreeing.
Yeah. John Lieber's saying a bunch of stuff at me.
Martin
Maldonado should have been on the All-Star game.
He should have been at the All-Star game. I was ready to vote for him.
Yeah, I don't think every team gets a representative. I don't like the way that works. I don't like fan voting because Toronto sends like 45 guys every year.
You got anything you do like about it?
Just the All-Star game in general.
Okay.
I don't like how they took away the winner of the All-Star game gets home field advantage in the World Series. They need to bring that back.
That was.
I think they need to implement that in the NBA.
So that way they care.
There's only 2 All-Star games. All-Star game and the World MLB is a joke.
I have
watched
the NBA All-Star game in probably 15 years. Maybe it's not been that long, but I have not cared.
The NBA All-Star game?
Yeah.
Because it used to be competitive. I mean, it's not anymore.
It's not, no. And baseball, here's the thing about baseball. You can't really, low-effort baseball. So I feel like for the most part it remains fairly competitive. The MLB All-Star game is what I was talking about.
I really do think the MLB All-Star game.
Right, you can't take the competitiveness out.
I think the MLB All-Star game is the best one available. I really do. So I like that about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got to go out there and hit the baseball, hit home runs. Pitchers pitchers, if anything, they throw harder because they're only pitching an inning or 2.
Right. They're only going out for 1 inning.
To get good pitching. I like that.
Paul Skeen's going to be starting just a year after being drafted as that one is pieced up out to center field, wide underneath it. Excellent throw in. No runners will dare test him. And the second out of the inning comes on the fly out to center from Gonzalez.
What do the jerseys look like this year?
I haven't taken much a look. It's in Texas, so I'd assume you've got some kind of a Western theme about it.
Last year's, which one was in Seattle? Was it last year? Was it last year?
Last year was Seattle for the All-Star
Luis Robert
game?
Jr. was a
Yeah.
All-Star. Ugliest All-Star jerseys I've ever seen in my life.
I think maybe the best All-Star jerseys as that is put through in the gap to left. One will score on an RBI single from Ellickson, and the Oilmen now trail 4-1.
And it just doesn't seem to stop here for the Oilmen. They can't put that cork in the bottle and stop this game from running a leak.
I don't remember the year, but I remember they did it in Arizona, and Paul Konerko was an All-Star, and they had
Konerko.
The snake skin was the American, and then the
I like
numbers,
these jerseys a lot.
Cool.
The National League is black with turquoise lettering in sleeves and shoulders, and then the American League is tan with red, a little bit more towards closer to salmon than red sleeves and shoulders. I like these a lot.
Green jersey.
Yeah.
So when you look up MLB All-Star jerseys to purchase, there's Ohtani, there's Harper, there's Ohtani, and then there's Riley Green.
Yeah, I'm seeing him in a couple weeks at Porter County Fair.
I don't think.
You going to tell me I'm wrong? You going to tell me I'm not seeing Riley Green? Yeah. I'm seeing Riley Green, Green, the country music artist, famous for Grandpa's Never Die, and if it wasn't for trucks.
There you go. So a ground ball. They are able to get the last out of the inning, but it's a long task to do now. Bottom of the 8th inning, Oilmen trailing 4-1. We return here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-6900. 7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use Smart App technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There you are. We've been looking for you. Where you been? Welcome back. It is 4-1 in favor of the Generals. Abarca back out on the mound, and we got to get what we started last inning, but continue to hit. You get what I'm saying? You can't just get 2 leadoff guys aboard and then stop hitting.
Have you, out of curiosity, have you considered a career path in coaching?
I think I should. My philosophy is score more runs than our opponent.
Genuinely, have you ever considered coaching
No.
at all? No?
No. Look at me. Am I an imposing figure who demands your respect?
I mean, you're 6 foot plus, so
maybe on the driver's license.
get a couple short. You're definitely 6 foot. 6 foot flat.
Yeah, I got some boots on. We'll see.
See, I wear cowboy boots all the time. I tell people I'm 5'11", and I just tell people I'm 6 foot.
There you go.
There you go. Love my boots.
Yeah, are we having a country western themed night at all this year?
Let me
Looking
tell you
down there at
something.
Hunter.
Let
Come
me
on,
tell you
Hunter.
something.
What are you going to tell me?
No, I'd love a country night.
I would too.
Do you have boots?
Oh yeah.
You have a pair? Oh yeah.
Got big belt buckles and everything.
There you go.
Too, you know,
There you go.
I'm ready.
I have everything but the hat.
Yeah, my hat got all messed up.
I never had one because my best friend goes to school in Wisconsin. His family lives in Arizona right now. Not too far of a drive from Tombstone, as in the
Ooh.
Tombstone. And he told me if I ever made it down to Arizona, which I've been planning on a trip for years, just haven't been able to get it done. He said that he would take me to buy my first cowboy hat and get it fitted at Tombstone, which I figured there's no other place I'd want to buy a cowboy hat from.
That's very valid. Miss up and in on Gould. And the count is now full.
Shout out the movie Tombstone, which is essentially taking the movie Wyatt Earp, just doing one scene but for 3 hours.
There you go.
Both good movies though.
That is foul.
Your guys' favorite Western? I want to know.
I never really watched a Western. I mean, I don't know. I'm
mentally distraught.
I know I'm a little uncultured on that front. 3-2 misses low, and Gould will take first base, and then we'll bring up James Denton.
I'm going to text Hayden because I know he's seen a handful of Westerns. You can just tell by talking to him. He watches Westerns.
Number 32, James Denton.
Mr. John Lieber, do you have a favorite Western? Okay.
He's thinking. Well, I mean, what are the qualifications of a Western?
That's a good point because there is now the new style of a neo-Western, which is something that does not take place in the Wild West but is filmed, and the story is that of such. Breaking Bad is a Western.
Is it really?
That's how
well,
people,
then that would be number one
classify
for me.
it. True Detective is a neo-Western.
James Denton fouls that one off. Yeah, my girlfriend is watching.
Technically, the first season of The Mandalorian's a Western.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, no, it is.
I've never seen it, so I can't judge on that either. But my girlfriend is watching Breaking Bad for the first time, and it's a joy to get to watch it with her because I love Breaking Bad. And I'm getting to, sort of get that experience of seeing everything for the first time again, as that's a stolen base by Gould. That one hit high and not too deep into left field, but no one can get there. It's another foul ball for Denton. And if you got, credit for fouling pitches off, Denton he'd have some to cash in. He's fouled off quite a few here in this one today.
Oh, by the way, a movie I'm not thinking about. A movie you've definitely seen. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's a neo-western.
Oh, yeah. I liked that movie a lot. My dad and I saw that in theater.
That's technically a western.
Popped up down the left side. Moving over and making the play is Ramirez. That was a little closer, I think, than he'd have wanted it to be. But it'll be the first out of the inning.
So here's the unfortunate part for the Oilmen. The last time you had an opportunity to score, you're only down by 1. Now, 3. So now you got a lot more work to do and a lot less time to do it. So the Oilmen, once again, digging that grave just a little bit deeper for themselves.
Caceres steps in now, power hitting lefty, takes that one high for ball 1.
Have you ever seen the movie Gran Torino?
Yes.
Cleanswood. That's a western.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, is the qualification
Again, the way it is filmed, the plot, the story.
That is smashed into left center field. Going to get down back, turning for it is Jerkaitis. Caceres on his horse, heading in for 2, and it's a stand-up RBI double, and the Oilmen now trail by only 2, 4-2 ball game.
Good piece of hitting there from the Oilmen. Still got a runner on second with 1 out. So similar situation. You're just down by 1 less run. And so Lee steps up now. He's been a good hitter for the Oilmen all season.
That he has, and he's kind of got a similar approach at the plate to Caceres. When he hits it really hard. Just sometimes have to have a little bit. You don't need to kill the ball every time. Sometimes you just got to find some pasture. It's usually the way I play my golf game as well. I'm pretty sure it opens up on the other side of those trees. Swing and a miss there. The other fairway is wide open. Swing and a miss. Blew the express by him, and the count now 1-2. So 1-2, Caceres at second, Lee at home. Abarca's pitch misses well outside. Adon Abarca.
Right back at us.
Foul back. And I believe John said he's only pitched in games against the Oilmen.
You got a couple guys who just only...
They just show up for us.
They turn in. Realistically, the Generals is more of a rivalry than the Indiana Panthers. Realistically.
Well, they've at least won a couple.
Several games, yeah. Shout out Seth.
So that misses there, 3-2.
Nope.
Oh, all right.
Back to the dugout with Lee.
So that's the second out, I suppose. And that'll bring up Emmanuel Scott. Scott, 1 for 3 today. Did hit a double not too long ago. And the Oilmen wouldn't mind seeing another one of those here. So that pitch misses outside for ball 1. Scott's got a good eye. Walks a lot, but he also suffers from, at times, knowing the zone a little too well, and he takes pitches on the out, right on the edges.
And unfortunately, with umpires who like to change their zones in the middle of games, it hurts Scott.
Right, a guy who relies so heavily on what he believes to be the zone. 1-1 right down Main Street for strike 2. One, two down, runner at second. Abarca's delivery home bounced in like a cricket bowl. 2-2.
Do you understand cricket?
No.
Neither do I.
I know that the pitcher is a bowler.
I know that there's technically only like one inning Like the first team comes out and they just try to score as many points as they can, and then they turn it over to the other team. I think that's how it works.
It's interesting to watch as that's hit hard on a line out into left center field. Going to get down. That's going to be extra bases. Emmanuel Scott rounding for second as Noah Caceres reaches home safely. We've got a 1-run ball game following an RBI double from Emmanuel Scott, his second of the day.
Well, Emmanuel Scott, like we just mentioned, knows the strike zone. He knows where the ball is going to come in and what Luigi's going to call it a strike if he's lucky. Emmanuel Scott also knows how to hit the baseball very, very hard, and he exhibits it there. The outfield was spread in a very interesting pattern to try to reduce the amount of runs scored. Doesn't help him in that situation. And we're back to 1 with a runner on second and 2 outs.
So as all the players are getting Taylor Swift walk-up songs today, I feel like it's worthy of note the only one with an actual Taylor Swift walk-up song, who is Ryan Henschel, is not here. I just find that a little ironic.
Also, I want to point out that Emmanuel Scott didn't want a Taylor Swift walk-up song, and he's
got 2 doubles, so I think he might have to...
He might have to switch it up. Might have to just
cue up back to December, buddy. Get ready. Get ready to learn Evermore, buddy.
No, not that Evermore.
No, not that one. Good reference, though, as that one's hit hard out into left center field. On the move over is Gonzalez. Sliding for it, can't make the play. Scott rounds for home, and we've got a tie ball game following an RBI single from Johnny Wendling. What better way to break through a dry spell than a tying hit?
In the wise words of a very old man, Charlie Schmidgall. Say it with me, Charlie. We are so back.
We're so back.
We're very so back, and the Oilmen are back here in this game. 3 runs. They have not scored since the first inning. They scored 1 in the first, followed by a lot of zeros on the scoreboard, only to hit 3 as this one's back to the middle. And unfortunately, not a cherry on top, but a lot of whipped cream and sprinkles. And so the Oilmen will head to the dugout. Got to play some good defense, though, here, Charlie.
That they do. Top of the 9th inning in a tie ball game. Oilmen going to try to set themselves up nicely for the bottom of the 9th. We're on Sportsnet.
Safety isn't a list of boxes to check. It's taking the best technologies out there and adapting them to work for you. The ultrasound that can see inside patients can also detect early signs of corrosion at our refineries. High-tech military cameras that see through walls can inspect our pipelines to prevent leaks. Remote-controlled aircraft can help us identify potential problems and stop them in their tracks. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
Ride with you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me set the table for you here. Top of the 9th inning, Troy Vosberg goes back out to the mound. Last inning was rough for him. Gave up 2 runs, and the Oilmen were down by 3. But then, timely hitting came into play. Oilmen picked up a couple big hits, tie the game up at 4-all. So no chance to win, but a chance to hold it and set themselves up nicely. But Troy Vosberg has got to clean things up from last inning.
And this is a situation that the Oilmen have been only a handful of times. These tight games, there's less than maybe 6 of them so far this season. So the Oilmen don't have too much experience in these tough situations, but they do have a lot of experience playing close games with the Generals, and more times than not, it goes the Oilmen's way. So here in the top of the 9th, the Oilmen, their first goal is 1 out. That's all you need. They struggled to get it their last time on the defensive side of things. And then your second goal is get this. You got to get your second out. And then your third, and then you can focus on the at-bats. Do not put yourself in the batter's box before you get off of the field.
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to be a key component here. As Troy Vosberg has got to try to strap it down. He's going to be facing 5, 6, 7 in this order. Angel Ramirez going to be the first hitter he faces. 1-4-4 in this game.
Leading off the 9th inning for the Griffith Generals is number 6, Angel Ramirez.
Hayden Myers says his favorite Western is Tombstone. John, you never actually answered the question. Yeah. Was my talk about neo-Westerns bothering you? You just decided to give up? I started talking about neo-Westerns and you immediately just walked out of the room.
He had to go to the bathroom. Cut the man some slack.
No.
So that's in there for a called strike on Ramirez. Going off the mark, 1-1.
Hit him.
Yeah, it did. So Ramirez, what?
Mike.
What did he say?
He goes, stop putting the first guy on base. Mike should coach.
He should. He's giving him good advice out there, but alas, Vosburg will have to work with a runner at first, and Yashawn Boswell coming up. Boswell 0 for 2, but with 2 walks. So probably don't throw balls to him because he'll take them. And good teamwork by Boswell there to point out to Luigi. Got to give his teammate a couple extra seconds. Ramirez still shaking it off down at first. On Taylor Swift night, I feel like that's only appropriate.
Well, not pointing out. There you go. Pointing out. Umpire doesn't have to give him time. Really doesn't. Boswell showing some leadership qualities there and forcing the umpire to wait just a little bit to give his teammates some extra seconds. You're not entitled to anything in the game of baseball. It's all up to the umpire's discretion.
So that is put out into center and dropped in for a hit. It's Boswell's first hit of the game. And the Oilmen allowing 2 on now with nobody down to bring up Ryan.
Now at the plate, number 24,
Jaden Ryan stepping in.
I could just tell already from the way Vosburg's pitching and his form and the way he's going out his pitching selection, he's trying to do it all himself. I can just tell that he just wants to strike out all 3 guys, fan them, walk back to the dugout, and end the inning. And he's done that previously. His last couple visits to the circle, but he's really got to rely on his teammates here. The reason R.J. Bergeron has been so dominant throughout the season, and finally the R.J. Bergeron egg only getting cracked tonight, is because Bergeron relies on his teammates.
So that is in there for a called strike. Count is 1-2. Now I'm fouled off. If you can pick up a strikeout here on Ryan, that makes this a little less daunting for the Oilmen, but you don't want to move those runners into scoring position and definitely not give up a chance at a double play. This one chopped back to the pitcher. Vosburg to second to first, and in time for the double play. It was real close, but they're going to give the advantage to the Oilmen on a 1-6-3.
now batting number 25, Connor Surtain.
Not out of it yet, though. And that kind of just goes to what I just mentioned there. Vosburg, don't feel afraid to put the ball in play because you can get yourself in a situation where you get 2 quick outs. But now the Generals got a runner on third, and that one edges past the belt.
And it's really worthy of note here. If the Generals are able to bring in that run from third, all the pressure is shifted to the Oilmen, who would then trail going into the bottom of the ninth.
I wouldn't say shifted just yet, because the pressure is currently on the Oilmen right now in this moment. But you are correct. But for the time being, the pressure is still with the Oilmen. Oilmen have circled to play offense throughout this game. If I'm the Generals, I would take my chances playing them in the ninth.
That one lifted into shallow right. It's going to find its way down and in fair territory. It's an RBI single. And just like that, the Generals now take the lead in the dying breaths of this game, top of the ninth.
General John Lieber's on a microphone for us to talk to him, but that's a situation, same situation that you've been killed by that. The no man's land behind first base and in between second and right field, that Bermuda Triangle where balls just go to die. And once again, it strikes back here in the ninth inning.
Now and in there for a called strike. It is 0-2.
And so now, Charlie, the pressure now is fully on the Oilmen. I will agree with you.
Yes, it is. 1-2 count. Oilman trying to get Holland out. He lifts that one into foul territory. Pitch misses there. 2-2 now for Vosburg. And swing and a miss there, and the Oilmen give up the lead. They've got 1 to keep playing and 2 to send us home. You paid for the whole seat, but you only need the edge for the bottom of the ninth here on the Oilman Sports Network.
Hey, thanks for the backup.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today. After our minimally invasive spine surgery, 80% of golfers maintained or improved their handicap. Be treated by the pros to play more like a pro. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the ninth inning. This is what players are made for. It's what you prepare for as a kid in the backyard. You trail by 1 here in front of the home crowd on Swifty night. Good crowd out here. And with only 3 outs to give, the Oilmen need 1, but can win if they find a way to bring home 2 this inning.
This is treacherous territory here for the Oilmen. Down by a run here in the bottom of the ninth. You're going up against a Generals team who just came off of a very, very close win against the Elkhart County Miracle, and they're almost looking to get another close win against the Oilmen here. I said it earlier, and I was being sincere about it, and I told John about it. I was being sincere then. Generals do have a chance to make it to the postseason, right? The Elkhart County Miracle, they've been sliding a little bit as of late, and so if you can beat teams, get as many wins as you can against the Vikings and the Panthers, and then steal some wins against the Elkhart County Miracle for sure, and steal wins against the Oilmen, the Generals have an absolute definite chance to see postseason play. I know John doesn't want that because he wants to go on vacation early, but
Cancun. So that misses outside for ball 1.
Business trip, okay.
So that is in there for a called strike.
Yeah, try filing that on your tax returns, John. Good luck with that.
That one is popped up high into the night sky. Moving in is Ramirez, who hauls it in just left of the foul line for the first out of the inning.
What I want to know here for the Oilmen is who's going to be the superstar, right? Who's going to step up and make the big play here in this moment to at least tie the game or, who knows, potentially walk it off. But you need someone coming out of the dugout who just has a nice attitude on their head to send this game home.
That one misses there. 1-0. On bounces in for ball 2 from Abarca. Adon is in line for a save if he can find a way. And the win. Not too often you get both.
What do you think the green lights here?
No. No green light. Trailing by 1, you need the runner to get aboard, and you'd like it to be someone with the speed of White. 3-0 clips that outside edge, and it's now 3-1. White is 0 for 3 today, but he did walk at one point earlier in this game. So that is ball 4, and White finds his way aboard in the tying run, now at first base for the Oilmen.
At the plate for your Northwest Indiana Oilmen.
Once again, you just need one to tie it, and now White, he's the one.
Bring up Gould, who's 0 for 2. Good block in front.
I only got one out here. Sorry, go ahead.
Gould has walked twice and struck out swinging twice. Close, but not quite there. 2-0. Breaking ball misses low. .30 count to Gould. Wide over at first. And that'll be ball 4, so the winning run now stands at first base. And it'll bring up the lefty, James Denton. But first, it's going to be Andrew Brady wanting to have a conversation with the arm, Abarca.
They're going to go out there and see if they can put some more gasoline in the tank of Abarca here. Try to get something more in the engine to keep him humming, because he was good for a majority and then has only recently lost it here for the Generals. But now the Oilmen, they got to make him pay. It's always been one step forward and 3 steps back here with the Oilmen today. Every time they look good and they look like they have the lead, they've lost it.
At the plate now, number 32, James.
You know what brings me, real quick, you know what brings me great joy? The amount of Taylor Swift song references I've sprinkled through this entire broadcast, and no one has noticed.
I have, but it's just me, because I'm sitting here and looking at you, looking at the screen.
Okay, all right. Well, don't go to ruin my fun.
I know,
okay?
I know.
Hey, I'm feeling 22, because I am. I'm an old man.
Ancient.
Of course I'm using Taylor's version. Nobody else's.
1-0 to Denton. And that one was a called strike. Looked to hair low. Gould at first, White at second. So that ball is in there for a strike. 1-2 now on Denton.
You're seeing a little bit the outfield kind of stretch towards right center just a little bit more so than left center. A lot more ground to cover in right field than there is of left.
Swing and a miss dropped him to a knee. And Abarca now 1 out away from the win. But Noah Caceres steps in for the Oilmen. It's what could be their last hope.
Wow.
Breaking ball misses there. 1-0. Ball in the dirt. Runners trying to advance. White in safely at third. And it's going to allow Gould to advance as well.
Just upping the pressure just a little bit. There's going to be words exchanged in the infield here. I thought he got him, I'm being completely honest. I know I'm the Oilman broadcaster, but I feel like we should be going to the post-game show right now. I know John agrees with me. Charlie, you might not.
I thought he got in around it. 2-0 misses up and out, and that's ball 3. Honestly, now that you have runners at second and third, and it's Noah Caceres, probably let him go.
John Lieber's motioning something, and I'm in agreement. Intentionally walk him.
Yeah.
Intentionally walk him.
You're already 3-0 here. I mean, maybe throw a strike here because you know he's going to take it, but either way.
There's ball 4. Caceres was trying to trick everybody. No, I want to keep hitting.
So Caceres is a runner that doesn't really matter because the winning run would be at second. The tying run, the most important one, over at third. It's Isaiah White. Trying to whack a mosquito.
Oh, I'm like so confused. You guys are like hyper focused on nothing.
Now there's a mosquito that's been buzzing around my face. That's 0-0 missing high to Desan Lee. Pressure is on Abarca. If he walks a batter, it's a tie game. Lee is 0 for 3 in this game. Walked his first time up, and he has struck out his last 3. So he looks at that one.
Bases loaded, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. This is the moment you replay in your head as a young baseball player when you're in the backyard. Good way to lay off that one there.
2-1 now to Lee. Lee, a youngster, just graduated from high school about a month ago. Ball 3. Abarca has to put this one over. And Lee has got to be looking for a strike because if it's not perfect, there is no reason to swing here. 3-1. 3-1 is fouled off, and the count is now full. This is truly the most stressful situation for a hitter. A full count, 2 down. Down by 1, bases are loaded. Adon Abarca, righty delivers. Runners on the move, on a line, and it's foul to the left of third. Sigh of relief for the Generals. And the Oilmen tense up.
That ball got out of the infield in a hurry, too. You just need to score 1 to keep the game going, but
that the runner, too, if it was fair.
That one's in the ball game. Runners were in motion as well. They know the situation.
And that's ball 4 up above the head of Lee, and we have a tie ball game. And it's a second mound visit, which means they're going to change pitchers with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a tie ball game.
Tough.
This is almost unprecedented. I mean, it usually takes a batter for a pitcher to feel comfortable and be back in this game, and now.
Well, you got to think of the decision making here, because you just had a guy walk. How many was it? 3 batters? Was it 4? You had a guy essentially walk your team out of victory, and you change him after he already did it.
He's walked 4 batters at this point, and he's going to be facing Emmanuel Scott, who has hit 2 doubles in this game. All he needs to do is find some real estate, and John Lieber going out to the mound for you. Is this Aiden Ellickson? So do you know by chance who would be going to first?
He says Trip Davis. So there's definitely going to be some adjustments here. Should we grab the binoculars?
I think everything else should remain the same.
Okay.
Because Davis was the DH. So they've effectively killed the DH.
Also, what a terrible position to put a player into.
And he's throwing side-armed here out of a little bit of a lower arm slot for Ellickson of St. John's River State College.
So throwing sidearm means there's a little bit more horizontal movement, which doesn't really help you if you're going up against Luigi as your home plate umpire, who is somewhat inconsistent on the horizontal balls and strikes.
That's true, but it's something that hasn't been hit really hard by Scott, which is worthy of note. And I'm hearing reports that Ellickson is, in fact, not a pitcher in college. Has he thrown for you yet this year? You got the save in the 17-13 win for the Generals, that is. We lost it, so I forgot all about it. Said jokingly, of course. So that sets the stage for Emmanuel Scott. This man is 2 for 4 today.
Play that Taylor Swift, John. Play it. Let the caterpillar on his face flourish into a butterfly and we can fly on out of here.
Scott has hit back-to-back doubles. So that first delivery into him is a ball. Obviously, a walk would be disastrous in this situation.
It's Taylor Swift night. Walk it off, shake it off. Hasselhoff, Oilmen, and 9.
Drive down the line, and it's called foul. It was a fair ball. It bounced to the right of the line, and Luigi calls it a foul ball. I may be mistaken there. John Lieber concurs that that is a fair ball. So Scott going to have to step back in. It's
pull one to the refinery.
Count. And that ball was crushed down the line, and it was close, but I really do think that landed to the right of the
it did.
Line.
Oh, my gosh, it did.
As that one misses inside for a ball. And if you're Ellickson, you've been given a second chance here. You cannot waste it. Two-one delivery. Foul tipped back into the glove, and it's now 2-2. Can Ellickson find a way? Scott pitches this one high into left field.
Drop it.
Moving underneath it and caught by Ryan. And extra innings, folks. It's free baseball when we return top of the 10th inning here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
BP's natural gas teams use smart app technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some extra innings baseball, and
brought to you by Luigi, the home plate umpire.
Yeah. Well, let's just say this. Let's get weird. Because right now, James Denton is going into pitch. I have never seen James Denton pitch.
That means neither have the Generals. You have no idea what's coming out of the hands of that man.
To my knowledge, he did not pitch in college.
It has been a fortnight since the Generals have beaten the Oilmen, which is a period of 2 weeks, which is factually correct, but also a Taylor Swift song. There's another one for you, folks.
Featuring Post Malone.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Post Malone is he's getting into every genre, man.
Yeah, he's taking over. He is music. Folks, this is a...
Due to the extra inning rule, Braylon Holland will be starting on second base.
There's no tougher situation than to be in extra innings of baseball now with the new rules of runner starts on second, which is incredibly favorable to the away team, in my personal opinion, because what you do is you just bunt, you get them over to third. Are you shaking your head no?
Yes.
You disagree
with me?
No,
I 100% disagree with you on this, and I can explain why.
Let's have it out. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So
which part do you disagree with me on?
The advantage goes to the home team,
no,
because if the visiting team does not score, then you can bunt and advance the runner to third.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the risk situation doesn't justify it, because you don't want to give up that out if you potentially could have needed it in the other part.
I understand what you're saying, but it's a incredibly big if then, because if they don't score, then you have to do that. If they do score, though, the risk to reward ratio is then teams just play frontline defense on you, and they bring out the best. This is obviously in the Northern League, it's a little bit different, but in traditional baseball, you have the best closer you have warming up in the bullpen, who's ready to come out and just blow 9 pitches past you, and you're not going to get the opportunity to bunt or steal.
I mean, you could bunt when you go up as well. Lots of options, but we'll see what they have to go with here. Osteen, the leadoff man, steps in as he takes a ball. Osteen he's been hit by a pitch twice today. He's also walked and struck out and ground out.
James Denton's first strike pitch ever thrown, I think, maybe, potentially.
I mean, first here.
Might be a glitch in the system.
Yes, that one's floated out into center field, White on his horse, and he's under. Oh, no, he can't squeeze the glove. And runner will go to second on an error from White. I mean, it was a tough play, but couldn't bring it in.
That is the Oilmen's first error of the game, and it comes in extra innings. So the Oilmen played 9 perfect innings and somehow wasn't good enough.
No.
I don't think that's really rare to see. Really rare to see.
That's going to bring up Graham Gonzalez. Lefty hitter is 0 for 4 as he puts that one out past the infield playing in. One will score, second coming in. And the Generals hang up 2 here in the top of the 10th with no outs.
You can hear a pin drop here at Oil City tonight, especially in this very moment. The vibes of the Eras Tour have not... Yeah, go ahead. You just heard it.
I think you heard it, yeah.
I said pin, by the way.
This is the closest thing I've got.
That's true.
You can hear a pen drop. We can confirm that at least.
You can't. You, in fact, can hear a pen drop.
Ellickson now the pitcher, standing in there to hit. I mean, both teams have a pitcher in. I mean, at least we've seen Ellickson pitch. He puts a charge into that one in the gap in left, and that's going to get down for a single.
I'm really glad the Generals decided they know how to hit in the last 3 innings of this baseball game and not the previous, 7. Could have just... I believe you lost that game.
So James Denton, the start of the pitching tour for the right-hander, hasn't gone smoothly, per se. So one's in for a strike. 1-1. Now the count, and just because we haven't, as that one's floated out into right field, heading towards the foul line, and just to the right of it, foul ball. Oilmen are grateful for that one. So I don't know what the holdup has been getting Davis back in here, because he didn't even make it all the way to first base. Oh, he rounded? That ball landed when he was about halfway through, so I don't know why he kept going. As that one's chopped over to the left side of the infield, Gould can't make a play on it. It's an infield single.
Can I give him that air? No? All right.
It was a positional thing because he was covering the bag. It was on the run. I don't think he would have made the throw off the back foot in time anyway.
Fair enough.
So, 2 runs have scored. The bases are loaded, and the Oilmen have yet to record an out. Here in the top of the 10th inning. How's your evening going?
I'm just peachy.
Peachy keen. Swing and a miss there. 1-1. Swing and a miss there, and it's 1-2. Ramirez was a little bold going after that one. I think that one would have probably been better enjoyed by the Worms. 1-2, put out towards second base, potential double play ball. Scoop over to second, and aren't going to be able to turn 2, but they do get the lead runner, or not the lead runner, but a runner going to second. So 1 run scores, and the Oilmen now trail 8-5. With 1 out and runners on the corners here in the 10th.
John Lieber pointed out to us, I don't know if it came over the microphones, that the last time these 2 teams went into extra innings, the Generals scored 4 runs in the top of the 10th. They lost that game. Yeah. That was the walk-off. Yeah.
Runner on the move over to second. Scott's throw down is well offline. Great grab by Caceres.
What game am I thinking of? Oh, sorry.
They're always eventful, so I got to give you that one. So Ramirez is able to steal that base. And again, Caceres' catch just saved another run from scoring. And he is just an athlete there at second base, man. He makes some of those leaping grabs that just make you wonder, is that one misses for a ball? Now, what I can tell you is if I was in this game pitching, they would have probably scored 6 by now, I would assume.
Have faith. Young Padawan, have faith.
When was the last time they saw 50 coming across belt high?
Never. It's been a while, so they wouldn't
Try
expect
7th
it.
grade.
Their muscle memory is built. The muscle memory is built for like 80s now.
If Charlie entered the game to pitch, I'd go ask
I would strike you
Wow.
out. I'd be so ready to strike
We're gonna need to
out,
see
John.
that. When's the next time we play? Because we might need to go out there and test that.
Yeah.
I got a professional wooden bat at home. We can break that out here.
Yeah, you can up.
Hey, let me tell you something. Better than this guy.
Hey-oh. 2-2 to Boswell, and he'll foul it back. The Oilmen really need to find a way to get these outs before allowing any more damage, because things can get hairy pretty quickly. Fouled off again.
Unfortunately, I don't home plate umpire anymore, so
There's the infield.
just the infield. Yep.
Swing and a miss.
I really appreciate the intensity of Mike Jones cheering on a strikeout when the Oilmen are down by 3.
Hey, you have to get those outs at some point.
You do have to get them sooner, but rather than later would have been better.
So Denton does pick up that second out. Ryan steps in now. First pitch in to Ryan, a ball. Denton, delivery home, fouled off. One. It's delivered in for a ball. Really nice location for that breaking ball from James Denton. Some Oilmen fans have averted their eyes from this game. I see someone reading a book. Swing and a miss there. And the Oilmen give up 3 in the top of the 10th. They've got to get 3 to tie and 4 to win. Do they have what it takes? Let's find out when we return here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Do you like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9 to 5. Check that. 8 to 5 is the score right now. Generals leading by 3. So it's an 8 to 5 ball game. Ellickson goes back out to the mound. And the Oilmen are going to start with the runner on second, and then Johnny Wendling coming to the plate. I think it's Emmanuel Scott that'll be going out to second.
Flew out, right? Yeah. He grabs the helmet and he's out there.
He's not in a hurry to get to second.
Would you be?
Yeah. I want to run. Back-to-back extra inning games for the Generals. They did pull out a victory in 10 yesterday.
Also, much different scoring description compared
yeah.
to this game and last night's game. 10-inning game last night for the Generals was a 2-1 win. This not very, very different. You guys were no hit by the Miracle? Oh, you no hit them. Interesting.
For 5 2/3 innings.
Who pitched for you guys? You.
Making him put on his thinking cap
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. Making him do, I don't know, his job.
Wendling watches another ball high. 2-0 for the Prairie Star.
He's looking it up. You have your scorebook right in front of you. Flip it back. Ian Clark.
So that one is fouled off for strike one. Now I'm fouled back as well, and it's now 2-2 on Wendling. The Oilmen running out of chances. Wendling fouls it off. Lots of dollars handed out to kids here in attendance grabbing those foul balls. We've hit a lot of foul balls.
I wonder if there's a cutoff.
They tap you out after, you've turned in 10 balls.
I'm telling you, man, these people who live next to the stadium, they're sitting on a
small fortune.
Boatload.
3-2 for Wendling, the third baseman. Getting settled in. Ellickson's delivery is lifted out into shallow right field and handled over at first base for the first out of the inning.
As we slowly approach the 3.5-hour mark of this broadcast, also shows the 3.5-hour mark of this game. So guys might be just getting a little bit tired. We're getting tired.
Swing and a miss from Vosberg. Vosberg is 1 for 4 in this game. He struck out swinging twice and grounded out once. He did hit his first time up, got a single to shallow left. That one lifted back and foul again. And if you're the pitcher with the scouting report on a couple of striking out swingings on pitches low and away, I'm surprised they didn't go to it there. Miss high 2-2.
You should start asking you for the scouting report, Charlie.
I'll break it down. 2-2 floated up and out, foul ball.
Well, Vosberg's probably trying to play a little bit of catch up here. Let up some runs when he was on the mound. Now trying to maybe play hero ball just a little bit.
See what he can put together as he fouls off another.
Vosberg's maybe got the mentality of, I did something bad, and I got to do something good to fix it.
Vosberg lifts that one up, and you'll never guess it's a foul ball.
Into the ivy if we had ivy.
This has been a lengthy at-bat.
It's been a lengthy everything.
Vosberg has hit 4 foul balls in this at-bat. Make it 5. 9 pitches into this at-bat. Oh, joy. So for Vosberg from the College of DuPage, lifts that one up, and it's trending foul. Davis tracks it back and makes the catch in foul territory, and that'll be the second out of the game. Or second out, Oilmen with only 1 to give. And they'll turn to Mason List, who is 0 for 2.
Number 23, Mason List.
List is the 9 hitter. If he can find a way, the lineup will turn over. He does represent the, not quite the tying run, as that's over to third. Throw across the diamond in time. And the Griffith Generals get the best of the Oilmen to keep the win streak alive. Back-to-back 10-inning wins for the Generals, and the Oilmen crumble in the late innings and wind up losing this one 8-5. We'll talk a little bit more about this game when we return with the post-game show here on the Oilmen Sports Network.
Right, Candace. We're getting multiple reports of this mysterious but powerful phenomena. People are experiencing a sound, after which they drop everything, and I mean everything, and run to their nearest White Castle. Now, we are urging folks to stay calm. There's no evidence that this...
Richard, we're live. When the crave calls, Richard, we're live. Go to White Castle for the $5 bacon bundle with 2 bacon sliders and a small fry. White Castle. Follow your crave.
Back here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network as we get set for the postgame show here from Oil City. I'm joined alongside Charlie Schmidgall, the wise old man, the wisest old man that's ever existed. I'm John Mastay, Taylor Swift's. Why would I lie and say number 1 fan? I'm not going to do that to the fans. Here on Swifty night, the Oilmen are not able to shake it off as the Generals put up a gluttony of runs in the later innings and are just not able to come back. This 10-inning game ends up in the Generals' favor. Final box score for the Generals, 8 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. Final box score for the Oilmen, 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error as well. It was a perfect game in the error column for the Oilmen all the way through 9 and lost one in the 10th. Charlie, we're not joined by John Lieber, but I'm sure he'd be happy about this win. 2 tough wins back-to-back from them. I consider the Griffith Generals to be the St. Louis Cardinals of the Northern League, and by that I mean doesn't matter where they're at come All-Star break, but they will always find a way to make it a little bit more competitive in the second half of the season. And I mentioned earlier that I think the Generals have a good chance of being in the postseason. I still think that. Just some things are going to have to go their way. And what went their way tonight, Charlie?
Timely hitting. I mean, you were only able to produce 2 runs in the first 7 innings, but who cares? You know, when you're able to put together 6 in the final frames of this game. Excellent job of being able to go out there, and even with, some impromptu pitching changes and everything not going the Generals' way, they found a way to come out on top today.
The Griffith Generals rise to 10-14 on the season. The Oilmen fall to 20-6. Oilmen still in first place. They're a game ahead of the Elkhart County Miracle. They're 19-7, and the Griffith Generals are 9 games back. They got a chance to catch the Miracle. They just got to do a little bit of better running up there. Looking at the schedule tomorrow, the Oilmen will be back here from Oil City as we take on the Hammond Vikings at 7:10. Griffin Winnicky will be joining us. Charlie, what do the Oilmen have to do to once again shake it off tonight and look ahead towards tomorrow's game?
I mean, just recognize the fact that you probably should have won this game. You had the hit that should have won you this game, but that's no excuse for you to have been in that situation in the first place. You have to make sure that you're motivating your teammates and carrying those relief pitchers when they have poor performances to make it not happen again.
Timely hitting goes both ways. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't, and Oilmen tonight just did not have it. From wherever you're watching the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network from, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, Jed TV, or maybe listening on the radio, we thank you for tuning in to us tonight. From Charlie Schmidgall and...
Did we do the White Castle player of the game?
Oh, we didn't. I'm sorry.
That's what I was trying to point out. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my job.
Post-game show. Oh, it's my job to send it to you. Post-game show brought to you by White Castle. Follow your crave to the nearest White Castle this summer and get your new smoky barbecue chicken rings, for $3.99. You get 12 of them. Charlie, who is our White Castle player of the game before we forget?
It was Emmanuel Scott, went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. Also should have had that walk-off hit that was fair, that was called foul. Unfortunate break for him, but still 2
you know what? That's a good point. Let's break this up. The Oilmen won this game. let's not mix words. The Oilmen won this baseball game. Emmanuel Scott with bases loaded. Rockets won down the third base line, and it's a fair baseball, and it's called foul by a home plate umpire who's completely out of position to make that call, and then he flies out the next pitch. In the bottom of the 9th inning. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think the Oilmen lost this game. I think it was just stolen from them.
Either way, it is what it is. You've won 20 games. You've only lost 6. You got to be pretty happy about that. Elkhart did get back on track tonight with the win, though. So you're only one game clear of the first place position. Got to do what you can to stay up there.
And that will be it here for us tonight. Charlie, thank you for joining us as always. John already got out of here, so I can't thank him. But a good game from the Oilmen that just could not get across the finish line in time. But thank you for joining us here on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Sports Network. I'm John Masta. He's Charlie Schmidgall. And we'll see you all tomorrow for the Hammond Vikings Oilmen game. Have a good night.